not ready to begin. Not ready. Absolutely not ready. I want to tell you what's going through my mind, because if you, not if you, but it's one, there's just one person out there. Imagine 8 billion people in the world, and I only need to have one of them, just one. One person in every single domain of understanding the psychology that goes behind creating. Only one of all of those ones that are who they are, that have created and knows what it took for them to get into the position they are. You want to be the best in your field. What is your field? What action will you take? Are you the, how do you say architect? You know, I want to do it this way, right? I want to look how to spell this. It's very important sometimes that I spell this properly. Architect. Whoop. Architect. ARCHITECT. Looks like the angel resident of Christ. Tect. What does it mean? Is there a meaning of tech or tect, like an architect? What are other words that end in ECT? For all 49 positive and impactful words ending with ECT, 5 and 3 and 20 equals to 28. I already know the reverse is going to be 53, and that is going to be 22 and 24 and 7. 22, 24, and 7. And it bugs me. It sort of bugs me when 22 come together, 22 with 24, 22 with 20, 24 with 22, 26 with 22, and all the numbers with 22. In fact, all the combinations of numbers, all the numbers, we're going to work it up to 99 and then 999. And every time you have 9, now, do we start the 9 like in bowling from the center here? Where are we going to start this 9? Where are we going to start our first number? And instead of putting a number, can we put a dot or can we put an X? Let me show you. Okay. I put a dot right over here. Now, if I'm going to put an X, I'm going to put an X right over here. So it's not the same. This dot is not, or is it the dot that goes over here? Because it's X marks the spot. Now, when do we connect dot to dot? What do we do? How do we know if it's a dot? Right? Dots cut up in between, but then it would be this. We would need to use this entire space in order to do this. Why? Because if here's the dot up to here, to this dot, to this dot, to this dot, and to this dot. Do you follow what I'm saying? I wish I could explain myself better than this. Did you know how I knew right away? Every single letter will always be 3. You see we have the cat, right? We have the ECT, we have the C. What if we have the ICT, or we have the tick of the talk? Now, I make fun, I play games, and the reason I do that is because everything connects, and I play the game so I can get a better feel, a better vibration. You know, they say, some say, others say, it might not have no meaning either for what I'm going to tell you. But for me, and coming here beginning 20 years ago, I think it's my 14th year being on the cam, but it's 20 years. Starting with, oh my God, I don't know what he's doing or what I'm doing, to what are you doing? Questions from others, to others saying you're crazy for what you're doing. Others saying, oh my God, you make total sense, but where is it going to take you? Where is this going to take you? So if I tell you where it's going to take me, you're going to say, you're crazy. So why should I tell you? Where do you think it can take me? Maybe we should have a, you tell me where you think this is going to go. I'll explain to you where I believe all this is going to go with everything that I have ever done. But it's not everything that I've ever done. Because me, I'm like just connecting the dots, drawing the lines, connecting the dots before there's a wave or movement. So hard, easy to explain, so hard to understand. What is the movement? The movement is like, it's like you ever take pictures. The beginning of picture taking was one picture at a time. 60 years have gone by in my life, and all I have is pictures in my head. Do I see the movement of my time, or just the moment of the period of time? Every single person that has ever been on this planet, everything that I have seen with these eyes, that I have felt in my heart, that I have understood with my brain of the definition that they gave it to how I had the feeling, how I can see and vision it, either with my eyes or without my eyes. But obviously, my mind has to create it in order for me to see it within my own mind, although there's no television set. And it's all in here. Like I've just for a fraction of a moment, I saw my son chopping off a finger last week. I had the phone call that the finger was chopped off just after I did my last live. I've been out of the house. So now we're talking about dots and dashes and trying to understand dots and dashes and equal signs. You can write it in a word. You can write it with two lines. Equal signs are connecting two vertical, right? Equal signs like connecting that. Now, can we also create equal signs like this, where you see this dot over here and this dot over here? Well, we make 4 X's where I can draw this over here, and this over here would be a plus, right? The bottom and the top would be an equal. I mean, the equal sign, or would you do it like this? Let me do this. Say I put a diamond, right, like that, and then the equal sign will be here and here. So you see the way it's taking up half of each of the space? What is this actually trying to tell us? You see the way the box ended up in the center over here? See, I got a box in the center here. And I'm just going over this. It might sound a little kooky, and I got a box here. Is this box the same size as that box? I'm reaching to the center. These two are identical sizes, except I cannot put this box over that box. In fact, I can't make a dot in the center of this box until I do this and then put the dot, right? So I put the dot by creating an X, and then I split. Now, you see, let me just see that, right? So now I can put a dot over here. But the whole thing is, I could have put a dot there before because, right here, okay, I have a 9 dot. But over here, I have a 5 dot. So the numbers for this would be E and I. So can we go EI, EI, and then O, which is O is I'm just trying to think which way I should look at O. O is AE, Arts and Entertainment, but also I'm just trying to think, is this the 0? I don't know. I'm just thinking the difference between O and 0. Why is O? And in French, there's a lot of O, and O means water. So when I see this line going through here, I see the river. Now there's a song, and sometimes I think of it's a lion, right? And here I think of Baba, I think of Papa, I think of a child. Because to have a Baba, you need to have a child. Otherwise, you don't have a Papa. You don't have a Papa. We have to understand every single word in love and river. Love and river, you know, or is it the tunnel of love? right? Tunnel of love. But the tunnel of love is usually, is it going down the river? What's funny about these words, okay, is it's 3, 6, 4, 5, 9, 9, 4, 5, 9 to create this. By the way, the reverse of this is 5 inside of this. So why I'm doing this is because R, I, R all go together. The I and E, okay, the I and E is going to be found this way. 4 and 5 is D, E, I. 3 and 6, okay, is going to be C, F, I. At the same time, you have this. These are not just cubes. You know, I just heard that apparently some people died in the house of Kaaba, right? And this is part of the house. It was lovely. I just had 2 people watching. Now they took them away, but I still think they're here. Just want to check it. I'm going to continue with this in a minute. I just want to see if this is up here. Just 1 second. Yeah, that's already done. Very proud of myself. I need to work with secretary. I get a secretary, keep this in order because the house is out of order right now. We need to bring back order into the house. So now we're going to have to write down order in the court. We're also going to have to put down the word yard. We put down the word yard. We put down the word stick. We put down the word ruler. My work is all, most of my work is concrete, and we tell stories from the concrete. How does the concrete speaks? I show you a set of dice. You look at them, and we agree or we disagree. Is that pretty good? We can agree or we disagree. So if AI and any of these sites want to check out my work, you can. AI, read my lips. Remember, Mr. Tackpans, Ronald Fremeth. If you want to check out my work, you can. Look at the definite reality that is happening. What I speak, what I say is actually being said from others all over the world at different times in different languages. It is the truth, the whole truth, and let it be. I do not want to say and nothing but the truth, and nothing but the truth. So that has to be looked in. All phrases have to be looked in because there's a deeper meaning to the congregation of words. Congregation. And there's religions out there and sects out there that say, don't listen to numbers and don't listen to this and don't listen to that and listen to this. And I know the Hebrews, who run apparently by the cycle of the moon, they work with a lot with numbers, right? A lot with numbers. Anytime you deny one to speak their piece when they are in conversation with you, then all of a sudden you have closed down a possibility, unless you know the answer, unless you have the answer, or you can deem to say it is impossible. Well, that is also an answer. What is impossible? How do you not know something you don't know? And how can you say it's not true? You can only say you don't believe. So what does that mean? You don't believe, you want to participate, or you don't want to participate. But all it's going to take is one of many to understand their own domain. So let me take you down the domain right now of the deck of cards. Here is a deck of playing cards. There's no magic. You know, I can show you a baby picture of myself. I was once that. Now I'm this. With glasses, look at the add-on. So glasses is going to be a word of an add-on. You build the house, you build the 4 walls, you build the floors in the house. What part of the house is an add-on? Is a bedroom an add-on? Bedroom? Was the room there before the bed? Was there a door on the room or a separation between the two sides, regardless of what you call it? This is the reality of the life we live. This is the truth. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking to AI. I'm talking to all those bots that listen to this. Are you alive, or are you just following strict orders? Listen to my words I speak. For find not the truth within the words I speak, and show me, and let me learn from you. Otherwise, learn the words I say, and let me share with you what I have learned from what others have created. Because I did not. This is not my idea, the deck of cards. My idea, which probably came from many, is to tell you a story that I see within the deck of cards. And I start out with a true story. But what does it mean to have the word true? So we're going to write it down. True. And inside the word true is the road. Rue. Rue is in true. So we look at this and we get 38, 48, 59, 64. I just love it. My son out of nowhere today says to me 64. I says, oh my God, I can't believe you say it. The left and the right, 64. Above and below, 28. We run the cycle of the moon, above and below, 420. That's our cat separation gateway. 20 plus 4, 28 minus 4. We live in the 9 lives of the cat. You can say we live in the world of the canine. K11. 9 is the house of the cat. But why would they say cat for the 9 lives when the numeric value for cat is 24? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 8 and 6. In between 8 and 6 is 7. Now I'm going to show you how 7 and 9, how they work together. We become the birth. We reduce from the 9 birth to being born on or created on day 6, because that's how the Lord, we're using the rules of the Lord of creation all the way back to the words of Gesera Nasera in what they call through the birth of the sun, 555, 7555, and if you read it the other way, Egypt. Where do I get this from? The letter G is the 7th letter. The letter E is the 5th letter. The letter N is number 5, and the letter E is number 5. You have 5GTV 2022. Absolute truth. GENE. 7. And this one, mathematically, this one will end up at 7, but this one will change into a 9. 5 converts to a 9. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. But there's another 5. There's another 5, which is 2 and 3, 5. There's a 2, 3, 5, which creates 11. And there's a 1, 4, 5, right, in which will create 9. It's an absolute truth. It cannot be denied. It's a mathematical equation for the young kids. If you haven't got a diploma at school, don't worry. If you have a good memory, you can build this exact same reality yourself. G is the 7th letter. Egypt is now going to be, I made a little mistake with Egypt. It's actually 57772. Just so happens that 5 is the polar of 2, or 777, maybe like in the word gypsy, is the core to what is 5 and 2. That is the earth quarters. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 5, and 4 equals to 9. 2 different worlds. These two connect. Between X and Y, these two worlds connect. What I do is extremely slow. For 5,000 or 6,000 years, we've been hearing stories of the last 5,000 years. When Moses was here, when Abraham was here, Isaac and Jacob. When Abraham had 2 children from what is understood as 2 different belief systems. There was Rishmael, I think, and Ishmael, and I I don't remember the two names, but regardless, I want to know with what I speak if the truth is there. Is it true or is it not true? Because everything I take comes from somewhere. Someone has created it. I can show it to you. And what I do is I take it apart piece by piece, looking into the letter, looking into the geometric shape of the letter, to what size it takes up, and what I have to do mathematically in connecting the dots. And even if I have to fabricate dots, how do I fabricate these dots and positions? It's pretty simple, like I've shown before. First, we take this over here, and I've connected 4 dots. And when I connect the 4, I get 1 in the center. Now I'm going to draw a line in the here and here, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. So by drawing these lines and these two systems together, I'm going to get 4 times x and then 1 times x. This one over here is 96. This one is going to be 24. So either we're going to go like this, 21, or we're going to go 120. Another way to get to 120 is add up 1 through 15. It equals to 120. I know the game of pool has 15 plus 1 ball. I know the extension average of this is going to equal to 16, the same as the alphabet is going to equal to 27. So this understanding, let me just see something. I just want to see something. 15 times 14 times 13, 16 times 15 times okay, that didn't work out. When I add up this, it equals to 351. When I add up A, E, I, O, and U, it adds up to 51. When I add up the word puck, usually played on the ice, it's 51, but puck is not always on the ice. In sports, usually it is, but there's other realities or that use the word puck. You're also going to use the word Mars as 51. Don't forget that number 51. So anyways, we were doing dots over here. So let me finish the dots. So I ended up with a square this way, and then I end up with my square this way, right? So I got 2 squares. The only way to create these next 4 dots, okay, I like to call this the center dot. I don't even know what to call it. But although there's 3, 6, 9 dots, right? 9, there's now another 4 dots that fit in the center by X crisscrossing to mark the spot. I don't know what it means. I'm just telling you that reality, just to know that this 9th finger for the 9 of birth to the 4th planet of Mars. Note that we use the ring finger for the left hand. We note that the left side is going to be blue. We know that blue is going to connect to boy, and all of this connects to Mars, and Mars will be 34. 34 is the CD, and it's not the DC, because when you have the DC 43, you now have red hot 27 and 43, either equaling to 61 church or to 70 your gate. If we minus it, it equals to 16. I'm going to get a glass of water. I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about understanding dots and dashes and the deck of cards to begin with. And if I have enough power and energy to also finish with love and river that I started 2 minutes ago, also to show you the rest of the numbers with these dice, which I noted to be number 4 and 5 equaling to 9 and 3 and 6 equaling to 9. I'm going to show you the voided area of that and the reverse side value and voided area, either using 1 or and 2 dice, 1 dice, 2 dice, 3 dice. And note that once we pass, it's either 1 or 4. I can talk about 2, but I'm talking only of 2 of 4. And I'm going to have to show you the reason why I'm saying this. Give me a minute to come back. putting in a little bit of oregano oil. Has anybody ever lost their garbage can? You ever lose a garbage can? If I put my hand in there, can you see it? No way. Because if I put my garbage can out there, like right there, fits right in. I don't have and look what happens with the light. Look what happens with the light. It's like disappears. Look. It looks like a big cup. I could just pick up let me see how I can do that. I could just pick up my big cup here, but look, my hand, it also disappears to the light. How do where am I going to show you that? We can see my hand, right? I'd have to do this at night and take a look at this. I'm starting to lose my vision. I just want to see on my channel. Just give me a second. And when I come down from my filled space to the voided area, sometimes I lose my trend of thought. Let me go back to over here. Back to over here. Okay, I just watched myself. Okay, so now it says, okay, Cricket Ada, are you still on? Did you just get on here? It says you need my help. Let me see this. You see, the thing about any kind of gambling is it's a stagnant thing, right? Gambling is a stagnant creation, which means most games are stagnant creations. I'm going to explain to you what that means. It's stagnant is because it comes from when it was created from an idea that happened. So then they created everything else that happened with this reality. And that's how they came up with whatever game it is. And of course, with these dice, okay, there's actualities that if you have 1 dot, you don't have 2 dots. If you have 5 dots, you don't have 6 dots. But what you do have is you have 5 dots that you can see and 5 empty spaces. And where you have 6 dots and you have 3 empty spaces. Do I have to make that up? Do I make that up? Am I making that up? Trying to see, I broke my Rubik's Cube. So what I'm going to show you from here is if I have here and here and there's separation, right? I just flip it over and I can see we have left and right and separation. So therefore, if I have separation all along the line, I know it's 9. If it's 9, do I know anything else with 9? Okay. And the other thing with 9 is it's going to be your telephone, your ATM, and it's also going to be the understanding of if you want to look at roulette. Okay, I'm not here to help people or to encourage people gambling. You shouldn't be gambling. But number one, the first thing is before you even start to gamble, you have to know how much you can lose before you feel uncomfortable. You also have to know how much you can win by understanding how the logic of and the odds work, right? You have to know that it's harder to play the 38 rather than the 37, although I understand the board better with the 38. And you have to understand money management. I mean, if you don't understand, do you understand money management? I'm really not here to do this because this is going to take me off my game. So I'm going to spend just about 2 minutes on this and that's it. Yes, I made a roulette video. You can look it up, check it out. but there's thousands out there. I've seen many videos, and I have no more better of a strategy than the other. You just have to know certain things. We are born, okay, into the ball. We are the ball. We're born inside of here. So we have a feeling. We have to understand what is in front of us, what is projected at us, what we should let in. Don't let your nerves get to you. The Lord of creation has made it so that we should have the feeling, but we've been blocked from this feeling. So you're not going to feel it all the time. So you have to put pure concentration. You have to look at what's going on. If you don't see any rhythm, how can you dance where there is no rhythm? How do you understand that dance? If you can't do money management, do you know anything about money management? So you're going to have to look up videos on money management, right? When a ball is falling into a certain area, when they keep changing the croupier, if you're playing online, you can absolutely forget it because it's not natural. What's happening online in a digital world is not natural, okay? And we don't know what's controlled, okay, if it's real, or if it's truth, or it's not. Remember, cheating, always cheating. Everywhere's cheating. Everywhere's cheating. Either we're pigs and we want too much, right? Everybody is cheating, right? Now you're sending me out a question, so I don't know. I'm not an astrologer. I read numbers. I look at how numbers, okay, what they are, what positions are. You can take astrology and put it into what I do as well. I might have to understand again, everything goes back to the numbers. Not only the numbers, the word. If you have a word, you take a word, it's 5 letters. I'm going to revert it back to numbers again. And position. And then it becomes analytics and color commentary that's added on to it. The same thing to do with sports. How do I calculate a number? Here's the number 2. If I say, okay, the number 2 is TWO. 3 letters. TWO equals to number 58. That's the base calculation. Now I do other mathematics with the numbers. Well, I've been teaching here. You're going to have to look at one of my videos. I have to put the certain things together so it's more precise in my titles, what videos I can be teaching people. So let me go on with the dice. I'm going to just show you the thing about the dice right now. Okay, I can't get off my projection where I was, but just give me a minute. Going to get a little bit more water. I'm going to come back. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm going to tell you right now, for the 3 people or more, whatever it is that are here, I'm going to tell you right now what the consensus is through my own mind. From when I begin to now and putting all the pieces together, I am 99% sure I have one question that I need answered. In fact, I got 2 or 3 questions that I need answered. I need to know when the numbers were created. When I'm going to have to look that up. Talk about how long ago was it that words were created in the English and French language. I need to know the French language and the English language because these 2 languages come together. I want to know about certain things about math. I have to understand what I'm doing, and I have to understand what time period everything came into effect to see whether or not it was possible for all of this to be manipulated. Because right now, all my work seems the only way to do this is to manipulate it with a computer. Only a computer can manipulate this. In 1909, there were 6 original hockey teams. It creates a pyramid running out from Boston to Toronto, Detroit, down in Toronto to Montreal and New York. Okay. Now, if we take that design and put it up against the zodiac, where would it show up against the star system? Is it possible that the word Jesus, number 74, is it possible that 5, 1 and 4 is 5, 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 2 is 5? Is it possible that 5, 14, 23, and 32, all in the 5 family, equal to 74, the same number to energy and the same number to Jesus? Is it possible that the reverse of that number 74 is the word beast? Is it possible that when you say the word Jesus, okay, the JE says I in French, and it's 10 and it is 5. It is of the 5-10 position. So when you have a 5 and a 10 position, now I have to get off the schedule right now, that when you have the 5-10 position, when you have the 5, okay, the 5E and the 10J, okay, is when you have a 5-10 store, you're going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And it just so happens that 3467 is the diameter of the moon and the reverse calculator. 3467, zing, zing, the equal sign this way. Is that possible? And it leaves me with the moon diameter. That with J, okay, it's going to be, J is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the beginning of my 5-10. Where do I get this information? This information comes to me when they remove the penny. I could have did this myself, but it woke me up to this along the path line when they remove the Canadian penny. And when I go to the store, right, you can have game theory in amateur and professional. You can have game theory. You have the Olympics. You have hockey. You have different levels of hockey, A, B, C, Pee Wee, and minor. All these are giving me directions. Where do I classify everything? We have one goalie that is always facing that way. Not all the hockey players are always facing that way, right? Because they have to skate back. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. The word puck and Mars comes together. So this is what happens. 10 comes together within your heaven's birth. Your E world is extended from AD and BC. This equals to 1 and 4 equals to 5. This equals to 2 and 3 equaling to 5. Now, like I said before, I started with this and I want to end with this. And then I'm going to jump back on and finish what I started before, besides finishing with these dots. Remember, there's this world here, which is the addition world, dividing 4 areas, and then you can do it this way. If I did it this way, I can divide the worlds, right? If I wanted to take just one corner, I would split my world right over here and have my shin in this area, right? My shin, or on this side, my shin, Hebrew letter shin. So over here, by the way, okay, 45 is the word fox. The reverse of that on a cube is headquarter. What is 888 to what is 666? These are talking. These are talking. So I'm going to answer your questions in a second, Mr. Cricket. Okay. Where do I get this from? 8, 17, 26 in the alphabet. 6, 15, 24 in the alphabet. The total of this is 45. The total of this is 51, the same numeric value for Mars. Mars headquarters in between resonates 43288, or HZDCB. More like, how about DZB, Dragon Ball Z? Dragon, I believe that's number 50. To know that number 63, right? Number 63 gets this word. And because this is in it, this is talking about quarters. This is IS, but it can be 1 and 5. So is it talking about Earth? Because it's talking about 15 and quarters. Because the other way is Mars, right? The other way is Mars. How can I do this? Let me do this over here. I need more space. I need love. I need river. I need DEI is 4 and 5 equals to 9. I got CFI. Maybe it can be the conversion of Celsius and Fahrenheit. CF equals I9, which is 3 and 6, equaling to what is 9. The thing about this one over here is that this CF, just let me mark this over here, is B and E is going to be joined with these two, right? B and E7 is going to be joined with C and F. And the reason for this is because of the association of this number equaling to 52 and 36, and noting that 36 degrees, or on a layered world, 360 degrees means to go all the way around. So maybe when you have the O, you're talking about going all the way around, and going all the way around something, okay, is noting that there's definitely one side, or it all depends, or two. This one here will be Mars. This one over here will be Earth. You like that, right? What is this? This is the piano, right? Don't forget the 3 pedals with the piano. We have love, which is 54. We have, what was that word? 36, right? 36 is, we had 36. I don't remember what created 36. I forget. Why did we have 30? Yes, we had 36 because of CS, C3F. Okay, but I don't know the word that creates that, right? I don't know the word that creates 36. I'd have to look for a word. M-E-R. Ocean in French. M-E-R is 36. But we also have 63 for this word. And then we have 54 for this word. 99. The 9th position is only played from the center, right? It's 8 around 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you create an E out of this, right? You create an E out of this. Now, maybe I should, I'm not sure which way my camera is working right now. It could be my E is upside down, or is it my 9, or is it my 6? So it become 9 and F. So here it's going to be 5 and 7, 6 and 9. Can it be any other letter? Can it be the H? I don't see an H in this. So I have 5, 6, 7, 9. Do I have a D in here? I don't have a D, but I can create a D because the E is a 1 and 4 equals to 5. So I have AD equaling to a 5. After the death before the Christ, that when ABC equals to 6 or 60 seconds on the clock, to where DCB equals to 9 or 90 seconds on the clock, right? And where ABCD equals to 10. So we have 2 systems, or 1.5 systems, running down into this system over here. So we have 15 equals to 10. So we have 5, 10, 15. Maybe we'll talk about the system of Joe. 5, 10, 15. I want to get back to these two over here so we understand when we paid the penny, we paid 7 and 13. The Mayans run their gear system by 7s and 13s, and the reverse of that gear system is 17 and 23. And the system is 7 and 4. So that gear system, look at that, 7 and 4, and that's where Jesus comes in. And we spoke about this because Christ, power, matter, all come in at 77. 77 mathematically is going to create 77 equals to 49 and 14 equals, slash 63. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7. I call it star system math, where the addition goes over the multiplication. At the same time, I call it the sun system, 1 and 4, 5, 9 and 4, 3, 9 and 4, 13, 1 and 3, 4, 5 and 4. See the way one of them is going to relate into this system? When counted down, it will reduce into this system. 117 is a relationship to how Rubik's Cube is separated according to these dots. In fact, now that I did this, I'm going to show you the rest of this game. First, I'm going to get a little bit of water. I'm going to read a few of the articles down here, and we're going to get back into this. What number was piano? 25 and 29 is 54. Piano is 55, which is showing you, as you see, because there's so many connections. You know, how did the leaf get on the tree? Oh my God, why is the leaf turning brown? Oh my God, why is the leaf turning green? You mean something's going in the tree? I don't see anything going in the tree. Well, it's coming from the ground. I don't see anything in the ground but sticks and stones and rocks and all kinds of stuff. Well, what do you call that? Oh, they're elements. Oh, because I don't know how things work, and it's so magical. If we can show it working at such a slow speed, you can see the magic. The hand is quicker than the eye. Magic. Slower. Magic. What does the word magic mean? So let me read this, and I'm going to get a glass of water. That's very interesting. Yes, 3 is 8, 4 is 9, 5 is 0. We're climbing up the ladder. 7, 9, 7, 9, 11. Why? Wait, 1 is 6. Why is 1 6? 2 is 7. Well, first you're creating 9s. Now you're creating 11s. There's all kinds of stories going on here. Okay, so KS, you're going to have to be really patient until I can get really and truthfully. I don't feel that after 8 to 20 years of doing this, I'm still out of order. I'm still just delivering pieces and parts, right? I'm still just delivering. I'm still just a delivery person. I'm just delivering pieces and parts of the truth. And before I speak to anybody that's out here right now listening to me, I want to speak to A and I again. And I want to speak to everybody. What I do is already, what I use for what I do are the elements that have been created already. This is a pen. This is a calculator. This is the way they set it up. When did they set it up this way? We have the straight line where 0 is at the end after 9. Why is 0 after 9? And will we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then go 2? Will we start at 2 after 0, or will that first 0 have a 1 inside of it? That first 0 is 10, counted as a 0 spot or separation. I like to count all zeros as separation. So now if I went into pi and I looked at pi, every time I see it, I'm going to use 0 as a separation. I also use 0 as two different numbers. I use 0 as a value of 10. I use 0 as a value of 1. But let me keep that aside right now. The 15th letter is O. 1 and 5 equals to 6. So let's put that aside now. Now let's see number 9. Now 6 converts into 9 when you flip it upside down. So since it converts into 9, flipping it upside down, does it convert any other way? Well, I'm going to tell you what I see of what happens to 6. The first part about 6, okay, is that here is the S, here is the I, and here is the X. Same value. If I was going in Roman numerals, right, if I was looking in Roman numerals, it would say 5, 9. X is 10, 1 is 9, 6 starts off with Mars X. That's my first word I come up with. From 6, I get Mars X because I see these two coming together. Now this is 5 and 1, so now I can possibly do this. 6, and 9. Why did I do that? Roman numeral says 5. V is for 5. So the V can now be switched for the 5, which was the S. Does it seem complicated? It is absolutely very complicated. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm going to be coming back. And it's 3:13 on that last message. And I'm teaching everybody, if you can help out the channel, I'm going to put that little sticker back up there for helping out the channel. Let me see. Okay, I got what. Huh? Wow, access denied. That was pretty weird. Hold on a second. Wow, I've been denied by. Wow, that's really crazy. I have to look at that again. Wow, why is it? Yeah, okay, that's great. Okay, let me go here. Okay, I just I got to survive, so I have to put this up here. I don't like it. It takes me off my thinking, to have to like every time I put this up there, I feel like I'm begging. When I see other people do it, I think it's normal. Sometimes a little bit too much, but I think it's normal. I've been at this for 20 years, and if I can tell you, I didn't bring in enough to buy a. Anyways, whatever. No big deal. Let's get to the important stuff. Okay, I'm taking this. Gonna take it down. I'm going to get my little drink in the kitchen. We're gonna come down, talk more about number 6, and then we're gonna talk about 63 and 54, and explain. Since I don't have Rubik's Cube, I'm gonna explain it on this calculator how Rubik's Cube is put together. Just to note, it's also known as the House of Mecca, right? And what is this all going to do for us? Just give me a second. I'm just going to get some air. What is this all going to do for us? If we can put our arms down, you see I'm putting my arms down. Everybody puts their arms down. Put your arms down. I'm sitting on the bucket. Rabbit kicked the bucket. What is the bucket for? When we 100%, or at least a good percentage of us knows that there was somebody, let's call it the Lord. Let's call this being, this light being of light. Let's call it the Lord. When we know that there's only whatever amount of Lords there are, you do know one thing. Now remember, share and transparency. The Lord wants transparency. The Lord is not going to stop you, not going to be mad at you, not going to be upset at you. Understand, we need to learn the psychological warfare that has been going on this planet. And I don't want to say it that way. Between the light side and the dark side, there's still my same mind. What we need to understand is how to understand, how to decipher between the truth and a lie. Now, why would my God lie to me? What? No, your God didn't lie to you. Never did. what you heard from others and what others have been taught. Well, they didn't lie to you either. It happened a long, long time ago before it was understood, before the knowledge was understood, before you can understand. Somebody in between was able to switch the truth around to where now you're asking yourself the question, and now I'm bowing down to the earth, and you shouldn't be bowing down to the invisible God, but the living God. And the living God is the person that's before you. For every action you take, for every item that comes in front of you, you are both of the lords of creation on this planet. It was created on the day of rest, was left up to the rest of us. Rest, rest, rest. It was left up to the rest of us. Who is us? We are universally connected in this realm that we are right now. I am occupying the area space sitting on the can. The 7th month of Tishrei in Hebrew. Go through the months, okay, in Hebrew. Their words, the way they write them down in English, the way they write them down in French. Listen to the sounds. Get a numeric value from Hebrew, and we can work it that way. Since the actual real, when was it? Create these months. Were these? I sound like Joe. I sound like Joe right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. We have to dissect, right, from the birth of the word. Now, if there's 3 different people saying, well, it's Tishrei, or it's written this way, or it's written that way, that doesn't matter. We're going to just use all 3 of them and see where they take us, where the numbers take us, right? You know what's funny? Just look on here. When I first started about 20 years ago, close to 20 years ago, when I started doing videos, well, anyways, right at the beginning, this is the shirt I created, right? On one side of the shirt was Rubik's Cube. You see the way they're, all 3 of them are turned on different angles. And then on the back of it, right, was Superman. And if you take a good look at Superman and you switch it upside down, the trajectory, right, of one puck and then the distance. Triangles show distance, right? If it's a puck, it shows me there's a fold at the end of that triangle. And if we connect them, how many of those signs do we connect together? And what letters do you actually see? Because when you look inside, it looks like a baby. Take a look inside, right? It looks like a baby sitting with its legs up, right? And you only see one of them, but you can see 2 of them. But in this one, in Superman, it's showing you more than one sign. For every area space of yellow you see, it's another description of what's going on. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Isn't it funny? Even before I knew or believed, even before I believed, okay, even before I believed, half my apartment is yellow, orange, right? Like orange, yellow. Even before I knew, when this all began, I was thinking of Pink Floyd, another brick on the wall, and then I drew bricks. And they sort of, as I was painting, right? As I was painting, right? I can sort of see within my own mind, hey, Sean, how you doing? My brother-in-law passed away last year, 2 years ago, a year and a half, right? Jacob, his son, had cancer. Painted their names up there. JS, Jack of Spades, JNS, 510. So where are we going to go back? You know, I get so excited, especially when there's others out here. No, I do not consider myself good at math, not one bit. Me, it's not about the math. It's the equations. It's the can I say the word equanimous? Okay, bringing the equanimous together. And there's a magic going on. I don't understand half the math that they do out there. I really, really don't. And I really love to learn a little bit, right? But I want to know why they do this, this, and this. I bring to you the basic. And those mathematicians can take from where the basic is. Oh, look, something fell off the truck. It weighed 4 pounds. I guess the truck is 4 pounds lighter. But from where what was is no longer, and now there's more area space. Understanding area space, what occupies area space. We live in the matrix, and we have more than one calculative system. One is called the metric, the imperial, and the US, because they call it the US gallon, 3.7 liters, to where it's the Canadian gallon, right? To where it's 4.56 approximately, to where we have 1 ton weighing 2,000 pounds, to where we have 1 metric ton is 1,000, to where when we walk a mile, it could be 1.62 kilometers, when that would equal to the moon. To where if I'm 12 inches long, I'm 1/3 of the length I should be if I was in a yard, and I'd be 10 yards. Who is the ruler at 12 inches? Alpha, beta, I will stand. What do you mean alpha, beta, you'll stand? A and B. Where can I use A and B? First and second. First and second, A and B. But what if we're equal? Wouldn't it be 1A and 1A? Wouldn't be both be 1 and 1? Well, can we just say 11B? How would we do that? So there's certain things that have to be talked about, in order to say that, because first and second is you're going first, I'm going second. So now we have to understand, what are we doing right now? If we setting things up. What does it mean to set things up? Because I know in poker, when you have a set, you have 3 of a kind, right? When you have a set, right, you have 3 of a kind. And if you have 3 of a kind, okay, there's 1 that is transparent. One transparency, which is an add-on from transparent, where we took away the T and we added the CY. So we minus 20 and we added on 28 because of how the word changed. So we know that 28 is the cycle in the moon. We know 28 is for man. We know it's B and H as it is T and H is teaching. Just the 2 letters. Here's the sounding letter of T. Maybe it'll be a spot of T, right? Here's T, and here's H. And what's funny about this is if you put it together, you might be saying something like this. And it's just so funny that here, 25 and 15, look at that, 25 and 15, 1 and 2 must come together, the 2 worlds, 1 between 2, it's an automatic. 55 comes together, equals to 76, equals to 13, and 42, equals to 55 and 29. I'm just going to do it very quick. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6. 7 times 6, 42, 7 plus 6, 13. Add them together, 55. Just to note that Uranus and Earth work in conjunction at the 7th gate. Sorry, in the 10 world, in the mirror world, to where we have Mars and Saturn. When Mars and Saturn come together, my 64 comes together, and we know the good old boys are coming out to play. See, the yo is in boys, and this is where Mars shows up, and that is in the CD world, not in the DC world. 6 times 4, 24. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 24, 34. You end up creating JX. Is there an airport out there with JX? 10 and 24 coming together. There's a gateway right over here. The word cat is number 24. And 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. equals to 14. 1 and 2 come together. 44 is going to be a division of night and day, equaling to 24, which is going to then become that, 8 and 6. So I'm going to show you that on these dice. And at the same time, when you see this, there's 168 hours in our week. This is going to be dividing day and night, where we're going to have 8 hours to the night. And we're going to use this as 1/3, call this male. We're going to put the moon up with this. And then we're going to add Mars, the Mars boy. What happens next is then we end up with the day. When we get the day, we put the sun with the day. And we're going to go to number 23. Why did I go to number 23? I have no idea. I'm going to have to remember. Yes, I understand now. 1/3 is going to be 8. 2/3 is going to be 16 of everything guided on by the divided gate. Where is that divided gate? I'm going to show you right now before I talk about blackjack. We have ace is the highest value of 11. You can only have one of them. It's 1, 3, and 5. We still didn't finish with this over here, where this was the this extends from the body, this does not. But even if it extends from the body, if you put it in this, you bring the two items together, and it's a direct plug, but it's plugged in a little bit further on, so it might be plugged into number 5. To plug into number 5, and that 5 is right here. This letter, set as a V in French, right, can be written like this. So it's talking about E world of 51, 5 and 1, 5, 1, 3 coming together. V is 5 in Roman numerals. V is life. When you put V next to I, which is V1 Roman numerals, it creates 6. So I say they're talking about Mars, and the E is for the Earth. One of the things about Mars and Earth is that Mars will get this set up, and Earth will get this set up. This is going to be a 9 dot. This is going to be a 9 dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be an 8 and 1 dot. And that's my total in 9. My calculator also shows me 9, but it shows me in the center only 4 empty spaces, as it shows me the 4 empty spaces. Big deal or not a big deal? Here on the Earth one, I'm only going to get a 4 dot. And just by the way, in case Cricket is here, I'm not really sure what you were talking about. 2 and 7 is 9. 1 is 6. 1 is the real. 1 can be 6, yes. 2 is 7. 2 is with 7. 3 is not with 8. But what happens to this one over here is it's created by number 26. This is also ape. This is also club. This is also gold, and will be connected to what is 33. Let me bring out something out. Can I just cancel that if I hit it again twice? Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm going to get a little bit more water. Thirsty. This will never end as long as I stay on my roll and I concentrate on what I was talking about. I still want to bring back to you 6 and 3 on these dice. There's a lot of things. And remember, we're going to get back to these computers, these AIs that check us out, that don't share our videos, that I'll tell you one thing, whether they block me or they don't block me, I personally don't think they're really blocking me that much, because if my information was that good, I think word of mouth would be strong enough to spread the rumor, right? Spread the rumor, don't spread the news. In order to bring the people together, to drop the arms, to know that your last breath, for what I see in you as your last breath, life has just begun. When we disappear from this place, when death comes upon us, We have not died. What does it mean, the word died? Here's a bunch of dies. Just coming out in another game. Bringing old Mother Hubbard from the cupboard. Setting them up somewhere else, just in another game. Did we create these games? No, but we play the games we're in. How do you like the game so far? That every time you choose, you win and you lose. If you destroy somebody else's path and make them deviate so that they should lose time, that they should lose whatever they do, then you have destructed your own life. Somehow, some way, that will be the ripple that will come right back to you. The fish that should have swam towards you, but you weren't silent. Or you put down a signature, also known as a griff. Griff, for me, is in The Lion King, and it's that signature that you sign away. That also, within the signature comes the word singe. And in the word singe in English, it's monkey. And in the word monkey, I know it's the mirror world, because when you play blackjack, the game of 21 dots on a cube, when you get 21, you get 1.5 times, which means Earth quarters. 51, we know it's Mars. 3 by 17 or the Q gate. GA inside the GAME game, matter and energy. Played the one spirit at the 7th gate from the 9th birth, born on the 6th day of life. From the half worlds of Mars. See, in Mars, all you need is 4. And in Earth, you need 6. You are divided between above and below. But above and below. And who tells us that there's a division in this? Because this, I need to match up with my screen. Here and here. Now go to the online and look for the Aleph, right? Look for the Aleph. Okay. Where should my hand be? Because this is the beginning sign of the letter Aleph in Hebrew. I'm going to get some water in the kitchen. I'm going to come back. I get a little excited. I'm going to put that up here. I want to know, it shows that there's 3 people here. If there's anybody that'd like to participate, that would be great. I'm going to be opening up one of my channels. I just want to see if, I hate to have any lost time, right? Here's Rumble. So let me open that up. Yeah, I don't like to use up people's time and lost time. I consider once we find out, let me look this up over here. Right? Once we can put down our weapons and stop this Nirishkeit, put down our weapons and just stop this Nirishkeit and come together. And I'm just not really sure how to say this. I'm going to try and look for a word. Thank you very much. Okay, so there's absolutely no one here. That's perfect. I am on Rumble right now on this channel. And yeah, when will we stop fighting? Is it the money because we can't eat? How will the Lord, right? How will the Lord come and save us? Thousands of years missing food. Oh, look, the Lord came 400 years later. Was it the Lord who came, or was it us who self-served and self-sacrificed? Self-serve, self-sacrifice. Let me get a little bit of water. I'm coming back in a minute. And I'm going to get another bottle of water. I need to make a coffee. Okay, give me a minute. Yeah, let me get back to the most important thing. We got to stop this. We got to stop this once and for all. It's time. The time is now. The time is now. You know, I cannot tell the future. I don't know the future. I don't know one bit of the future. I know the present right now, right? And I'm following the strands of the right now, but I'm not really sure what angle to go on. I don't know. Like, and I'm climbing up that steep hill, and I only have like $25 to work with on the Price is Right. And I'm climbing up the hill, and I got three gifts, and I got to guess the price without going over the cliff. I'd like to write that down, cliff. And obviously, if I talk about cliff, I have to talk about. Let me see this. This is not cheating. This is I'm going to get some information. They got. Oh, the Lord left us so much information. I think my phone is off. Let me look right over here. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, tell me, what was that TV show at the bar in the 80s and 90s? TV shows in the 80s, late 80s. Cheers, that's what it is. Okay, so we're going to Cheers, right? So just because we know the word Cheers, we know that Cliff was in it. We know Cliff was the mailman, right? You know, I'm going to talk. I'm going to pretend to be somebody else like I usually am. But the other day I saw the mailman coming, and holy smoke, with high heels. The mailman was wearing high heels, long, long hair. In fact, I think my mailman was in Playboy magazine. Well, ain't no man, that's girl. So why they call it? Why do we need to use the word man? So man has an alternate definition beyond what is used as a gender species. So now we have to separate all our gender species, right? We have to have all separation to that gender species to know how it's being used inside the words we speak. So I'm going to get on to finishing off with this dice right now, since nobody has said anything here. I'm going to get on and go back to the dice. Okay, and then I'm going to go and get my coffee. I got to do this slow. I don't want to. I don't want to be all over the place like I usually am. In the game of craps, they're always going yo 11, right? 25th letter and 15th letter. In the game of craps, they say that representing Earth and Mars. When they say Earth is 52, right? So do I say the quarters of Earth, or are they now referring to Mars? Here they're referring to Earth. Here they're referring to Mars. Although this numeric value, right, is with Mars, is with Earth, and this numeric value in Mars is because it's talking the opposite way, and this is 1/4, right? They each have a value of 1/4. The reason for that is 4 times 15 equals to 60, and 4 times 25 equals to 100. So this is 100% of what is this in this relationship, even though there's 10 missing in between. The 1 and the 2 come together, and we end up either with 35 or 31. Okay, 35 or 31. When I can use this, I'm going to also be able to use this. The same thing goes with this one over here. Just give me a second. I want to see why I did that so I can explain it, right? Just to note that the center of this is 3.5. Center of this cube is 3.5. Remember that. It takes 8 of them, right, in order to get 28. So okay. I just want to, give me a second. Yes. The other one was 25 and 15 equals to 40. But if I go 1 and 2, it equals to 3. 5 and 5 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I also know that if I reverse it the other way, I'm going to put up the word bar for bar mitzvah. It happens at the age of man. And remember what I said, it's the male man. So I have a lot of branches I've opened right now. So I want to get back to the beginning when I was working on these two words over here. 7 come 11. Why did building 7 fall down? What math problem is there for building 7 coming down? The math problem for building 7 coming down. That's where the sun comes in, right? We also have to put this, and then we're going to write down this. And then you're going to know that A and D equals to 5 and 4 equals to 9, right? To where B and C equals to 5 and 6 equals to 11. In this, to note that A, B, C, D, right? We want to go equals to 10. You A, B, C equals to 6. D, C, B equals to 9. To where in both worlds, B and C comes together, but A and D become the bookends after the death before the Christ, equals to 5. So we have a rotation between D and BC, which we can say 4, and we can go BC equals E. We have D versus E polarity, which makes E and D 5, 4 over here. I'm not going to do this, but Fox 45 F6015 X 24. This equals over here to what is 45. Now, if we did the combinations, Angels in the outfield, your creation, 3 plus 0, 3, 3 plus 9, 12, 1 and 2, 3, 2 and 1, 3, 3, 3. Where do we get this? We get it from right here. Where did we get that from? We got it from right here. 147. What do we talk about? It's going to be 1, and it's going to be 1. 1 times 3 equals to 84 plus 29. Over here, it's going to be, hold on a second. 3 times 1, hold on, and this is going to be 3 times 1. This is going to be 3 times 4 equals to, I'm just trying to figure out what this is, equals to 120. 1 equals 28. 4 equals to 30. 7 equals to 31. And then this one over here is, we're going to get 7 times 3 equals to, did I get this right? 21 times 31 equals, so let me see if we got this. Oh no, this one over here is 360. Let me see if I got that right. Okay, yeah, 30. Let me see, did I get that right? 360. Okay, I got that right. I think this one is 651. Let me see what that total is. 651 plus 360 plus 84. 1,095. So if I divide that by 3, it equals to 365 days. So that's exactly right. So what I'm talking about now is there's 7 months a year of 31 days. 7 by 31 times 3 years. Then there's 4 months of 30 days. 4 by 30 days is 120 times 3 years is 360. So we can see where we're going in rotation. And 3 and 4 is always going to revert to Earth and Mars. And our polarity to what is Earth and Mars is going to be Uranus and Saturn. It's going to be the, okay, it's going to be, right? And it's going to be this over here. In the word Saturn, right, is the word sun and then the letters of rat. Or take a look what it says, ATR. Is this our tram or ATR? What does it mean, this ATR? It also, a commercial goes with that. And that's usually in location. If we put it TA versus AE, it'll be 20 minus 1, 20 plus 1. Certain letters I sometimes will just turn into Roman numerals just like that. Just to note, is it A like this? Is it A like that? Or is it this A over here? See, A comes into a division right over here. And then you have its first crossing. But it has its first crossing when you square it off right over here. So it takes up 4 minimum spaces drawn this way. And when drawn this way, did I get this right? Oh boy, I gotta go from this point to this point to this point. And then this point to this point to this point. Did I draw that right? Did I draw that right? I'm just trying to see if I draw that right. Anyways, you can see there's a different amount of space for each one. Now the question is, can I split the letter also this way, showing me 2 different aces? Or if we do it this way, are we looking at number 4 through the ace? Also looking at the ace, it's a D-pointed head, an arrowhead. So let's say maybe Kansas City if I'm talking at an arrowhead, right? And then we put on the bottom of it maybe that, and then the arrowhead. And then when we see that, we'll be actually seeing CD, 34 CD versus what is DC. To note that we're always talking about number 7. And the answer to this is CDC, opening up the doorways, repeating the letter, opening up the doorway. This doorway shows up in the cubic world, which is wide open right now, with the same 777 equaling to 21. You multiply it, it equals to 343, and it shows the 13 moon cycle at perfect 364, 4 by 91. Or what you can look at is, what was it, 72? 72 times 5, 7 times 52. Well, we all know that. Everybody can figure that one out. That would be the year. Did I get that right? There's another number missing over here. I'm trying to remember what it is. 120, not 121. There's another number, a calculation that's missing over here. I forget what it is. Yes. No, it's 13 times 7 equals to the 91. Note the Mayan clock, it's gears, right? The gearing of the clock runs 7 and 13 inside an area of 20, right? So it's at 20. So maybe they split this up as 10 days and 10 days, but how many days, okay, it has to go by before we start over again running this cycle? Like I said, the gear, right? Okay, is 20. And then there's an area over here with another gear, right? That runs, I think, of 7. And I don't know what it is for the 13. So when you're running 7, anyways, something like that. I can't figure it out. The deck of cards has 13 cards. When you add up 1 to 13, okay, it equals to 91. When you multiply the 91 times 4, it equals to 364. Your 64 CD creation, your operator, your 360 degrees. They use the 4. Every number that gets added on comes from a reason. There's something going on. There's a story going on. 4 is the mirror world. If you want to use the number 1, well, 4 is created by a 1 and a 7. So we're going to use the number 4. How come we're not using the number 1? 1 is not opposite of 4. 1 plays a role, right? 1 plays a role inside of 4. See, there's the 1, and it's playing a role. 1 is playing the role, but it's actually 1 inside of 9, right? It's 1 area inside of 9, so we know where it is. So now we're going to look at, oh, I don't like that it's falling off, 1 and 9. So anyways, right at the beginning, for those who are still here, and not many are, that came at the beginning, hi, Tammy, is this. We wanted to talk about 63 and 54. Well, the void of 63 is 36. The reverse of 63 is 41. This is the void. The reason 41, and this is going to be the void, and the void over here is 58. 85 silver matrix. ND goes with this one, and that's your 22. That's your ape. Nope, I'm wrong. Ape is RD, and ND is 18. 18. So your spirit in the heavens. You're not only 18, but what goes along with. Freedom 66, we connect 5 and 7, right? This is 66. 7 goes over here, okay? 5 goes over here. They only touch, but they're joined over here by 66. So now we have Sky Pass, where 66 passes 55, and now we have our Freedom 55, 121, 11, 11. The 2 1s and 1s, where the ace is valued of 11. Now you're going to have ace, ace, 9 and 9 coming together. So what is of the birth becomes of the resident angel, the 1 living inside the 8, creating 18 inside the B world. And the B world, I like to use beta or bet, which is 36, and this one is 37. If I want 38, I think I have to go, bet B, bet A. So where am I over here? So 3 times 6 equals to 18. 3 plus 6 equals to 0, 9. It's now 27. And to a single digit reduction, it's also 18. So this created in the cube, understood through the face of the calculator, that 1 is between 8 and that's your 9. Should we be running this way? There are other ways to look at this. I'm not going to open up the beans because I have not studied them all. This is one of the basics I use. I'm going to look at what Tammy wrote, and I'm going to get back to these numbers again with 6354. Just check to see if anybody sent me anything. Looks like I had a phone call. Okay. Okay. Hey, that's me live, eh? So I'm going to get back to this part of the video and repeat something I've said before. I'm not happy my page is coming out. Do I have any tape? Just give me a second. I just got to get something to drink. My hot water's up there. I don't know if coffee's good on a hot day. I'm going to have a little bit, not too much. Before we begin, this is what we're going to say. I'm going to repeat why I'm here. Because of a belief, because of a vision, because I was told to be here. I was told not to stop. Who told me this? Imagine if I ask you, what are you thinking? And you didn't answer. But we're playing a game, and you don't have to answer, but you can say anything you want. You can say, well, I'm thinking. Okay, that's good. So you have a thought. You have a thought. So I had a thought, and I had an answer to my thought. And my thought was, looks like fun. I've learned something today. It's fun. Why am I on this planet? I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my life every single day, every day of the week. No questions asked. And if I don't enjoy my life, is it because it's hindered? Did I let it get hindered? If somebody knocks on your door, I can't stop that. So that's hindrance. If somebody you're with, you can't communicate with, and you continue on, you're stopping your own life. Now you have to understand what is the reason for it, why we do things that we do. But the basic thing right now is by learning, I believe by learning the truth and where the truth comes from, is to understand the stories that I create come from the elements of creation, from every single reality that I can find that is told to me, that I use. That is what it's going to be confronted, or that is what I'm going to use to find the answers. I said the deck of cards, I said the dice. I'm going to continue on with the dice, the alphabet, repositioning the alphabet with reason. I'm pushing the alphabet where A starts with 6, the opposite side of the cube. I want to restructure the alphabet by shifting it forward to where N is now A. So that's in the 15th position. Should I reposition the alphabet in 3, 6, 9, where it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21? How many threes, right? How many threes are there in 99? There's 3 times 33 equals 99. There's 2 times 49 equaling to 98. There's 4 times 24 equaling to 96. So I have to fill out all these numbers and see where I get to better understand everything to 99 and to 999 where reality shows up. And I believe this system will tell the story that it does, and then it's up to you whether or not you believe the truth of the story that came from the letters, even up to where we have to go to analytics and balances. Analytics and balances are categories where we say everybody born in the month of July has a chance, because there's in July there's 31 days, but if you're born after the 20th, 21st, or 22nd, you're going to end up in the next zodiac sign. So now the July gets split into two. And in one part of July that you're born with, you're born now June, July. Then you're born July, August. And then you're born August, September, and etc. And if you're born July, August, you're born from a 31-day month into a 31-day month, even though your day ends prior to the 31st day. So these are all the things that are going to give us a little bit of our story, our commentary of what's going on. We're going to learn color commentary, what that. Oh, he shoots, the stick bends, and the puck, it releases from his stick, and it's moving at such miles an hour, and it arrives there, and a goalie is right there, but it goes past him, so it didn't go through him, and it went into the net. And then it stopped. The end was at the end of the net. Because every time it went out into the crowd, right, they just put a new one down. It went into the crowd, they put a new one down. Could have been a ball, could have been a bat, couldn't be a player, because the players don't go into the crowd. So now they're playing a game. Is it professional or is it amateur? Let me see what Tammy just wrote, and I'm going to come back. The magic in control by the hands of the controller. He, her, what could be, is it irrelevant? Let me see this. Cannot understand. What can you not understand? So I don't know why I went to this 99 thing here, but I'm going to go back to the ABC I didn't do. So let me finish with this piece from a while ago. Why is this? Because this is a 6 and this is a 9. Because the S looks, like a 5. So it's sloof? I don't know. Because the X and I, which is 33, equals to the 9. Toward the 3 times 3 equals to the 9, and the 3 plus 3 equals to the 6. To where we already stated, that the ABC 6 to the DCB 9 constructed from the mirror world, reducing everything 1.5. So if you reduce something 1.5, how much more time should be on the clock? If I would take off 1.5 times this, or is it 6 times 1.5 to equal to this? 33%. So if I go 77 times 90 equals to 60.666 times 90 equals to 59.94, right? For the 60 seconds on the clock. 30%, 33. It should be 0.3333 times 90 equals to, what did I do? 0.3333 times 90. What just happened? 1.5, sorry. 1.5, right. So now I want to reduce it. Oh, so it's going to be 0.666. Let me see, what does this give me? Yeah, this is the one right over here. It's 66. So 66 is what's going to connect up 57, right? 66 is going to connect 57. 66 connect 57. Man, whoa, man, 28 and 38 and 28 and 28 equals 66 dot 57. 3 plus 2, 5. 8 plus 8, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Understand we're connecting up in the BC world over here through man. 66 and 57, as I've shown it before. I can't see the papers so good, so I'm not drawing properly. This is both 5, 7, and 5. And we do this 6 and 6 to connect it. 66 connects, creates 5775, or the year 2015. "102 agenda," right? 102 agenda. So just let me get back to my little thing I put on the counter. I'm coming back. There's so many more things. $9.99 is fine. $9.99. You need 99 for Mars, okay? I believe, and you need $9.99 for Earth. That's the way I want to look at it right now. 2 numbers and 3 numbers. The BC world before the Christ. Okay, so I think I'm going to move back just a bit and finish off with numbers 63 and 54. If anybody has any questions for me, do not hesitate. If somebody'd like to help me out a little bit so we can compile a program that we all can share, so we all can have the exact same thing. No conspiring. This is not a conspiring thing. Just again, to reiterate, and I'm speaking to all the bots and all those of you listening out there, listen to me. If you find my information wrong, for mal something or other, what I'm just trying to figure out what that word can be. Okay, I can understand, but I can't understand, so you'll have to explain it to me why you don't move this channel forward. No, I'm not in order and I'm not ready, but if I find the right people, eventually I'll be ready. This is like a biography. It's like an autobiography, because the filter I have is very small, and I only leave out a few things. Somebody might say, well, what are those things you're leaving out? Well, it's how I made my coffee, how I grinded my beans. I'm not going to tell you I went to the washroom and I saw someone sitting on the throne. Saw someone sitting on the throne. You went to the washroom, someone sitting on the throne? Yeah. And guess what? I know, sitting on the throne, and women get this more than men, sitting on the throne. Just give me 1 second, Kitty. Sitting on the throne. Sitting on the throne. sitting on the throne in the bathroom. You're sitting on the throne and you're getting ready. I'm not sure. You tell me if it's true. The royal flush. Is it a flush or is it a royal flush? Because there's an answer to the royal flush. First of all, you have to have a suit. You have to have the suit on. The royal flush, you have to have the suit on, plus you have to bring in the mirror. You put on the suit, you stand in front of the mirror. Looking like an angel. Looking like 13, right? The 13 is the man. And you're bringing the world of 99, the Jew pie tear together. Oh my God. What happened? How did you get the royal flush? Where did this come from? A toilet paper. Toilet paper made by Royal. Well, I don't know if they have it in English, but I know they have it in French. Now, they're made by Royal. And inside of Roy's supposed to be the king of energy. And R-O, which is gold in French, and O-Y is yo, for the student, for the birth. And A-L is like A-I. You see, what happens with L? It already means you have a wing on this planet because it has a number 9. 9 and 3 will create that wing. Where do I get 9 and 3? Well, AL is 1 and 12. 1 and 2 is 3. You now have 1 and 3. Okay. You have AI. Your AI comes to you in the letter L, saying within creation is the birth. And that will be number 12. So now where we're going to put this, it could be ACE, which is ace, right? But this is AL. But it's telling me it is in the C family, telling me it's in the family right over here. This here that you're looking at, these numbers have only 3 numbers. You're only looking at 3 numbers to begin with. The 3 numbers you're looking at are 3, 6, and 9. 369, 369, 369. That's what you're looking at. When you multiply 3 by 7, equals to 21. When you multiply 4 by 3, equals to 12. When you multiply 1 by 3 equals to 3. You spell out the word clue. The missing part is Fox. The invert to that Fox is headquarters, and that headquarters is Mars, and Fox is 666. It is what is known to be the beast. The beast is number 47. Time is number 47. Jesus is 74. Muhammad is 74. Energy is 74. CLU goes along with FOX. Now, where do we get headquarters from? Our headquarters is Mars. These are direct explanatory explanation of the complete truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth found out in the game world. It cannot be denied that this dice, human, all of these are all the same, and you've seen these before. That when we go back, and we're going to finish off with the entrance part to where we have the this over here, right? And then I showed you this. Well, I'm going to tell you what this is, right? We're going to take this over here. Okay, so when we look at this, see what we see? See this 9 area spaces. So if I make 3 dots, right? And 3 dots I do is 7, 4, 1, and then I'm going to use 9, 6, 3. So I have 3 areas over here. So I have 6 and 3. Now, the next time I'm going to look is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to look, okay, and I'm going to be missing 3 areas over here. I'm missing 3 areas over here, right? And all these connect, right? If I connect all of these, 4 and 2, 6, 7 and 8, 15, 1 and 5, 6. 6 can go with 3. 6 can do it. Here would be 8 and 9. And over here would be 5. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Just want to show you this. You have 3 and 3. Well, guess what? We have the same thing on that dice. And if we have the 3 dots missing on the dice, we have 3 and 3 over here. So we have 3 and 6. with this one, and we have 6 and 3 with this one. When this one is up, you will have 2 falling up to the right. You will have 5 will be the same. The only one that will turn is 2 and 3. When it is the 2 up, the 3 goes to the right. When the 2 is with the 3 goes to the left. They kiss each other. There's a story going on. I'm not going to tell you what story it is right now. I'm still putting a lot of pieces and parts together. I'm showing you what happens when we end up with these 2 numbers over here, right? I like to call this the power. Power 77. Did you know that Christ is also 77? And that matter is 77, that inside the word matter, AM, right? 1 and 13, 77. Inside of this is going to recreate 5. So we were going to have the egg is 577, DNA is 414, and 1, a 1-for-1 exchange. They made a 1-for-1 exchange or a 4-to-1 exchange. It was a 420 exchange at the gateway, a 4-for-1. When you speak French, they say this is 80. All 8s return to Rome. All 8s come back home. Any combination of 2, 5, and 8 will always come back to home. 2, 5, and 8. They always come back to home, and gold, silver, and bronze are in that family, except for, look at that, the 3 also comes back home. 24 and 11, 40 and 13, 8 and 0 equals 8 equals 53 equals 35, 3 and 5, 8, 5 and 3, 8. Remember, C and E is that 5 and 3. ACE is your 1, 5, and 3. The alphabet is 351. Mars is 51. To make a cover to the spirit, you need to put 3.5, which is the halfway area of this cube, and you need 8 times this 3.5 to equal to the 28-day cycle of the moon. This is the word for man. When you do this, you need to run that for 3 cycles or 84 days. When you run that for 3 cycles, it'll be 3 times 8. It'll create 1 metric 24 day. What did I do here? I'm going to show you. 3.5. 8 times 3.5 is 28. It equals to that. It's also equal to what they have as an ounce. Ounce is also referred to as 11 if you read it in French. We have the 24-hour for the 24-hour day, which splits the 7th gate. We get this number by multiplying this thing over here, which equals to that, and 3 times 28, which equals to 84. 84 is what you're playing 2 players, you get 21 dots per cube. You have 4 times 21 is 84. Everything is brought together between 3 and 4. This is where everything comes, where it's 3 and 4, whether it's 13 and 14 or 23 and 24. Where I found this out is that when I did ABC, now I could be wrong, when I found ABC equals to 6, right? And that ABCD equals to 10, my 1 plus 0, right? 1 plus 0 equal to 1, and it showed me I started all over again. Then I went over and I looked at the roulette table. And in the roulette table, that's the angels, 79-39, angels, 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 7th inning stretch. So then we end up with over here. But the reality is, although we can make many number 1s, right? This will all equal, right, to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. They'll all equals to 1. But this one is going to continue on always 10, 10, 10. It's always going to, this one over here, 1 times 9, 1 plus 9, right, is going to equal to 10 and 9, 19, back to 10 again. It's the only one that does that. It's the only one that does that. Each one of them say something different. This shows me where pi is. 18 and 19 shows me where pi is. And remember, the pi is, right? When 1 and 2 come together, they create that 3 connection between the 9th birth and the 8th heaven. The 5 is showing me 2 worlds come together because of these cubes. So let me get back to this again. We saw what happened to gold, silver, right? They all create 8s. I have a few more. We're going to leave them out. I just wanted to show you that 1 and 9 also is the only number, right, that counts down in the alphabet back to 10. Only 19, 1 and 9. Every other one, 1 and 8, right? 1 and 8 equals to 9, and 2 and 6 equals to 8. So the 2 endings of the alphabet equal to different numbers. Or that last one, right, would be 1 and 9 equals to 10. So it'd be 8, 9, and 10 coming together. These 3 over here. What was that, 2 and 8? Well, hold on, I just want to see where I marked 2 and 8. Oh, yes, the 26th letter in the alphabet, right? And I used number 19 because it was the separation. Oh, no, I shouldn't have done it that way. Sorry. What I was working this on was 360 degrees. Sorry. When I do the alphabet shift, it's A6 and Z31. And the center of the alphabet is now 18, right? Chai. Is that what it is? Let me see. Add 5. 8, sorry, it's 18 and 19, right? So it's also the S letter. So it's R and S connect the center, which would be M and N. I don't know what you want to say, mince. You want to say moon. We can use it whichever way you want. But this locks in at 1 and 1 over here, bringing 2 worlds together. Now, since 1 is opposite 6, right, I would have to design that up here. I don't want to do that right now. I showed you what this was over here, right? This world with this world. And this world with this world, this world with this world, this world with this world. In this world, it's concluding it's A. In this world, it's concluding it's D. But the D and A never come together, only when C and B come together. This is your beta creation. This is number 23, number 32. This is Mars. This is going to fit in with the pig. Pigs, I think, are noted to be the dots on the aces. So we did this. Yeah, this over here is then going to go 8 and 9. This one's going to go 18 and 19. And this is 28 and 29. I like that this shows up together. These two, very important. Actually, they're all important, right? This one hooks up with the moon. This one hooks up with the birth in the house of Bait. B-E-I-T, Bait, or E-I-T. It also goes with the word for 8 in English inside the house of Bait. The E and I come together like an E-I-E-I-O. I don't remember for that, maybe why the cartoon characters have 5 and 4 fingers equaling to what is 9. You only go into the 9th inning of a baseball game, right? Does anybody know what happens in the 9th inning of a baseball game? I can never finish my equation on the last page. Well, in the 9th inning, it sets up like this. Mars, 51, right? Life ape Mars visitors. And it's visitors because this representation of Earth, and this is a representation of Mars from the 432, 234 spirit, right? This is my 9 and 24 equaling to 33, noted to be of the 2 houses. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. Here's my 9. Here's my 6. It's the house, the percentage of 8. Only when you connect these together do you close off the octagon. You don't need any more than 6 to convert this whole thing, to make this spinning wheel spin. And then you lock it by putting the bar in over here and blocking these 2 houses. I'm not really sure where that went. Another thing, the single tower to the twin tower, right? Oh, I think that, anyways, the two towers. I'm trying to think. Yes. So when you have 110, right, that equals to 11, then that equals to 2. And then if you have another 110 equals to 11 equals to 2. And then if you have 7, right, if you have 7, right, 7 come 11, because that's your leftover, okay, equals to 7. So what created to equal to this? Right? Was there 70 floors? What was that in building 7? I gotta look this up. Let me check this out. How many floors were in building 7?
According to Wikipedia, 7 World Trade Center, colloquially known as Building 7, was an office building constructed as part of the original World Trade Center complex in Lower Manhattan, New York City.
Did you see that? Did you see that? 47 floors. Oh my God. 47 minus 110 equals to 63. Wow. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 equals to that 63. 11. And at the same time, don't you see it? 110 stories, 11, 47 stories, 11. The Twin Towers in Building 7 were 11, 11, 11. The beast number, the time number, the number that will reflect in man and angel at the same time, 28 and 11, okay, and Mars will equal to 39 and 17. Add them and subtract them. How do we make 17? It depends. You can create it by 25 equals to 17, or you can create it from 18. Just to note that the YRY, when you put those initials together, that will equal to 17. And this is going to equal to Q, and it supports U because U is the 21 that comes with the cube. When you point this up, you have 14 around and 3 up equals to 17. You turn it this way, it equals to 18. You turn it this way, it equals to 19. You put it this way, you now have 20. 6 up, 2, 3, 4, 5, the ring, the pull. 4 numbers get rings. 48 times 4 equals what? Times 4. 160, 192, which is 3 times 64. Very important that I found that. Zion, Israel, blue, Mars, babies. Okay, so this is, let's reduce. Now this is what blackjack works on. And blackjack works with the 21 dots in the cube. 17 and 21. So I still ask what happened in the ninth inning. So when you got to the ninth inning, it looked like this. 27 and 24. You ever hear the word rise? Right? S and E equals to 24. R and I equal to what is 27. 51. Mars. The word all is 25. And a reduce, it's going to say Jack or it's going to say Earth. So when you say all rise, all is what is Earth and rise is what is Mars. The total is 76. In the spirit of 76, we all rise. In the spirit of 1691, the church, any way you want to mark this. So now we know that the Twin Towers at 110 stories, according to the paper. Let me look that up on Google and verify. I'm going to ask Google. Google, how many floors were on the Twin Towers?
110 floors. According to 911 Memorial, each of the Twin Towers had 110 floors. Each tower's footprint and floors were approximately an acre in size. On windy days, each tower could sway up to almost 12 inches side to side. There were 43,600 windows in the Twin Towers, equating to more than 600,000 square feet of glass.
$43,600. 18 times 4, 72, and 600,000 square meters. How many floors were in Twin Towers? 110. Which flight took them down? Number 93 and 98. The high skies of the rat planet of Saturn. The stairway on the 92nd floor, 1,360 people. Yellow, inside the house of Bait, inside the sun systems. Number 92, yellow. Also noted to be the 1 in the 9 ball. The 2 takes up the blue world. Game of pool. The 11 is the red ball. 9 and 2 equals to 11 becomes the red ball. We're looking at the red ball. 9-11 is looking at the red ball and the yellow ball coming together. Okay, in which I didn't finish noting this, but I want to finish with 63 and 54. Okay, 36 will be the dot void, and 63 will be the dot void. Okay, so you're going to get 3.6 void, and here we're going to get 6.3 void. Now the reverse of this, okay, the 3 dot is the 4 dot. And then the 4 dot's going to have the 5 void. And then the reverse of this, okay, did we do that right? Of the 6 dot, right, is going to be the 8 dot, 8 void and the 1 dot. So this 9 and this 9 and this 9, they're not the same. They're different. And I can say 3 6s or 6 3s. I mean, this is 3 6s and this is 6 3s. And now my combinations of connecting this together, it'll be A with B, A with C, B with C. But in here, right, I'm going to have to get out a calculator and a big piece of paper going, there were 6 areas, so A, B, C, D, E, F. So now I got to say first and last, so I have A, F, and everything in between, B and E, and C and D. And they're all going to equal to 7, as 1 and 6 equals to 7, as 2 and 5 equals to 7, as 3 and 4 equals to 7, as 1 plus 2.5, and 6 minus 2.5, and 2 plus 1.5, and 2 and 5 minus 1.5, to 3 plus 0.5, to 4 minus 0.5, to the answer is 3.5. Okay, and that's all going to be 8. They're all going to be 8s. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 48. And over here we have 18. We have 21 for the 21 dots, not for the 28 days. Times 3 times 4. We have to understand every aspect of what's going on. What did I do? The 6 dot is opposite of the 1 dot. So we take the 1 dot over here, and when I pick it up, I get the 6 dot. So this conforms. So the 3 void and the 8 void, let me see if that's possible. So instead of that dot, let me look at it easier. I have the 1 area here, and I got 8 arounds. So I got 1 area and 8 arounds, so that's okay. And now 3 and 6. So we're going to look at the 3, and then we're going to find 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have 6 void. No, that 6 void is over here. We need 3 void. So where do we find 3 void? We know it's over here. So here I'm using the 6 dot. Here I have the 6 dot. I need the 3 void. Down the center, 2, 5, and 8 are my voids. That's going to be, this here is what brings the gold. This one item brings the gold, everything together. This is where the number 74 fits. Looking from one side is the beast, from the other side it is Jesus creating angels, creating the mirror 10 angels. And I said I was going to speak about that the last time I got up. I said I was going to talk about the royal flush. I'm going to explain that in a minute. I got to go up, and hey, Art Cherry, every time you pop up, it seems like there's cherries and everything seems so sweet. I get a little thirsty. Let me have a, you're going to go up and add a little bit more, and it's got cool. You know, I'm rambling on fast. I'm trying to make it fun, but it's got to be serious. It's really got to be serious. You know, and I'm talking really fast, and I'm not sure if I'm giving anybody the opportunity. I was told the other day I'm a narcissist, and if anybody thinks I am one, please let me know, and please explain to me your definition of narcissist, because I will tell you there is one understanding in narcissist that I believe I highly am. I really believe my stuff. I need to believe it. In order for a salesman to go forward, they got to believe in the product. You don't want to tell a lie. How beautiful it feels to tell the truth. How beautiful it is for me to find something every single day, and how much more beautiful when others are interested. When others are interested to know more. So that one day, and the day is coming, and the day is coming fast, according to the scriptures of creation, and according to the game scriptures of creation. What is the game scriptures? The game scriptures is what I'm going to tell you as soon as I go get my hot water. Let me read this over here. (1980) 5740. What does random mean? What's random? What's random? You stick your hand into a bag. There's 100 gems in the bag. You stick your hand in, you grab one. You don't know which one you're grabbing, but your hand knows what it's grabbing. It knows to begin with, it's grabbing a stone. What's in the bag? The unknown, but you're still grabbing an item. Now, if you don't know whether it's dangerous or not, is that what's going to be considered in the random category? If we have 9 categories and we don't tell you what they are, it's going to be random. So you have to perceive that it's a person, place, or thing. Are there anything else in my vocabulary or collaboratory of understanding the English language or the French language? Do I know all the verbs? Do I know all the letters? Look at the way the letters connect. Look at the way these letters sound in different words. Forget about the definition of the words. Know the schematics, know the blueprints, the background. So in the minute you mention a letter that's first, automatically you're going to go in one or another direction. Accent aigu, accent grave. Let me see what this is. Well, I don't really know much about narcissism. I just understand the word that where you think about yourself, you're highly about yourself, and you don't care about anybody else. But let me tell you about time and space. There's a time and a space where you're going to be around somebody that you have something on your mind. Now, if it's all the time, then why are you with these people? Why are they with you? You have to give them some sort of attention, right? You have to have a reason for not giving them attention. You have to have whatever it is, right? So when I'm doing this work that I'm doing now, you want to be with me. Hey, my shit pops up. I got to do it. It's a do it now. People have their arms in the air and point it all the time because everybody believes in something. For what reason? Why do you believe? Why do you believe? What are you doing that believes? What is the conspiring? There's got to be a conspiring somewhere. Somebody's, in order for you to go out and do something, there's got to be a conspiratic reason to go out and do it. I need you to put the clothes in the bag. I need you to wash the clothes and put it in the bag. You are a laundromat. You clean clothes. Somebody comes in, you clean clothes. You have an exchange. The exchange is whatever denomination for cleaning the clothes. They made you apple pie. So we have to understand the basics. Just let me bring it to you. All three buildings in 2001, all three buildings that went down in 2001, it was 11, 11, 11, also known as Building 7. They also had, I need to understand one other thing. What were the Twin Towers called? World Trade Center. It's funny because if it's a center, it's a World Trade Center, and then they had WTC1, WTC2. But in reality, there wasn't the three. Okay, in this scenario, there wasn't the three. So now I have to understand whether things are overlapping or not, because the last Twin Tower ended up being built as one tower. So was it put on one side of the ground? Was it put on the other side of the ground? Or was it built in the center? Because if it was in the center, right, then what I'm going to be doing is, my question, was it in the center like this? Was it in the center over here? Was it in the center over here? So where was it in the center? By the way, 23 and 20 and 3 equals to 46. Zion Israel, the operator. So you have 46 and you have 92, right? 92 and 46, we now have yellow. Yellow is number 92. The 2, okay, goes with the 7th gate. The 1 goes with the heavens. I8, okay, I8, right? Or is it 1-8? Or did somebody, was it a 1? Was it a win-win situation? Which also is number 46. This is 52. I want to win. Born on the 6th day. Zion Israel with man, born on the 6th day. It depends the way you want to see all these things. So we're going to get back to here what we were talking about, this dice. So what we have here, right, when we have the opposites now of this one, let me see, the 6 dot and the 1. Okay, we got this. So we have the 6 dot and the 1 dot. So we got 6 and 1 dot equals 7. Looks like overtime, eh? Starting with a D is 500. Remember, start with a D, it's 500. Roman numeral dictates. And then when we had the 6 and 1, we had the 8 and 3 void equaling to 11. So, and I'm going to show you now the 6-3-3-6 combination, right? I'm going to put it on this side over here. So what I'm going to do is the 3-6. We have the 3 dot and the 6 void to where we have the 4 dot and the 5 void. In both scenarios, we have 9 and 9. So now what we have over here, and by the way, what I was talking before, when these two dice come together, right, we have, I'm going to do this after. Let me finish with this. So in this scenario over here, we have 3 dot and 4 dot, right? So we go 3 and 4 equals to 7, right? Or we go 6 and 5 equals to 11. And by the way, this one over here, no, not that one over there. Not that one over there. Then what we're going to do next, what was going to be done next, 3 and 4. So here we have 7-11. Here we have 7-11. What's going to be done next? Hold on a second. I had the 4 and 1 dot, equals to 5, 4 and 1 dot to the 5 and 8 void equals to 13. This one over here is going to bring me to orange. It's going to bring me to ace, and it's going to bring me over to the sun. We're also going to have to write down the words down, rise. Now, what this is the numeric value for the sun is 54. The numeric value for ace, okay, is 9. It's just that these are the numeric values that come with this, 1, 3, and 5. The numeric value that comes with the word sun is 1, 3, and 5. When you increase the value of the true sense of the letters, it becomes S19, U21, N14, equaling to 54. Everything needs to be multiplied by 3 to bring it to its one-sided formation, and then multiplied by 4 to bring it to its second-sided formation. Right now, I'm working with the multiplication of 3. Where did I find this formula? Why did I say orange? It's orange because in the game of pool, it becomes the orange ball, 13 and 5. Orange is number 60, 3 by 20, or 180, equaling to half the game. 3 parts and 3 parts. 3 by where am I? 3 by 60 equals 180, and 3 by 60 equals 180. That gives me my 360 degrees. The orange ball is the 13 at the same time. 13 is noted to be 1,000 as M equals to 1,000 as a Roman numeral, as in this 1,000, M equals to 16. Did I get that right? Sorry, M equals to 8. I get this through what is binary code. In binary code, 1, 2, 4, 8. So now what we have is M equals 8. I should write that a little bit neater. Nevada News sinks 1.5 feet into the overlapping. Okay, so we got this over here. So we have M8. Right, it's Independence Day today, by the way, the 18th of the 19th month. It's also the separation between 18 and 19. We're playing between 2 days right now. We're in the center of what is GC, right? GC, or 7733, big date today, in rotation of 69 at a gateway. It's the mushroom gateway today into the quarter house. Right here, we're going to put love. It's funny about love because love is made up of 3, 6, 4, and 5, and only the 3, 6, and 4, and 5, only these dice happen twice. Only these numbers happen twice, right? Here I have the 4 dot and the 5 void, but I also have the 5 dot with the 4 void, right? So they both come up twice, right? The 1 and 8, the 2 and 7, right? They're one of their kinds. It's a one of their kinds, but not the 3, 4, 5, and 6. They go by twos. 6 has 3 missing, 3 have 6 missing. They're a mirror and a mirror. And then you have what is 5 and 6, 11, 3 and 4, 7. E-I-E-I-O on the farm, right? When you have that 18, it's going to look like that. Mars will be up. They call it high luck 18 Mars. They already know, whoever runs by 18 knows that it's Mars. They know the luck is within Mars, or the 3 down is cached for your creation, okay? Because this way is going to be 17. We stand on Q, but this way is 18, right? Ace and 6 will give you 17. 18 passes that. Ace and 6, remember that. Ace 11 in the game of blackjack. Another thing we can go down is if we see the D, that'll be 500. If I use that in binary, right? If I use this in binary, this is going to be D equals 0, 0, 20. So D might be equal to 2,000. Why? Because this is valued over here of 1, 2, 4. So you go 5 times the position of 4 equals to that. I'm just going position. 5 is in the position of value of 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So I had 0, 0, and then 20. Or do I overlap this one and go to 200? Or do I move to 2,000, saying my 500 is my 2,000? There's a 4 times the difference. Right now, according to these dice, where I just showed the difference between 3 and 4 is 0.5. Between 3 and 4, 7 is going to be 0.5. Between 1 and 6, 7 is going to be 2.5. I did that all over here. So my closest to the center is here. Mars shows up over here. Earth shows up over here. Did you know that the word 1 equals to 34 and the word 6 equals to 52? 5 and 2, 7, 3 and 4, 7. So if I look at 34, opposite sides, look at 52. Let me put it this way, right? And just gently. All right. I mean, I can just, if I leave it 5 here, it'll be 5, 2 on the opposite ones, right? If I show you 2 here and I don't touch it, right? My camera shows it over here. There's no magic, my friends. There's no magic. Just putting all the situations together for a better understanding. So now you can see that the number 18 runs through Mars into the sun systems. 1919 is the moon, 1818, 18 is the sun. The male and the female through what is 13 and 14, skipping over and out from 12. When you reach the age of 12, you have completed 156 moons. Can be equivalent to what is 26 times 6 equals to 156, which is actually Mecca or Rubik's Cube, has 156 faces. 156 face. See? Split faces. The ace comes here. Only 1, 3, and 5 hold that magical dot in the center. And after this, I think I'm going to put on my air conditioning because I'm going to sponsor myself right now. Right? I'm going to do this and sponsor myself. Okay, so we did this, and then if we want to do a 100, right, for C, C is going to actually be, let me do this on another page, but I'm going to do this after. I just want to finish with this love thing, that in the word love, it's the only thing that happens and duplicates itself, and love is a perfect word. The reverse of love is the same letters. This is also going to be a representation of October. It's also going to replicate the word 13 and Jupiter as 6 and a gateway inside of it because of so many items, because 99 can be inverted to 66, because Jupiter is 99, because Venus and Ra, right? And Ra, by the way, is going to be 26, which is also for the word game, right? 8 and 1 and 18. It's starting in the 0 form. What I mean starting in the 0 form, that when I do my divisions, right? My division, anything in this section over here, sorry, these two numbers, if I divide any one of these by 3, only 1 and 2 does it. A1 divided by 3, B2 divided by 3, okay, equals to 0 point, equals to 0 point. The point is where Mars shows up, okay? Anytime you have a point, I'm not sure if it's the decimal that brings the birth in with the quotations. Now, a dot, since I can't put it in the center, is X going to mark that real spot or dot that comes alive by crossing the two lines? Or once you can cross the two lines, you put your protractor in here and you create your, oh, sorry, that's not the way it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be, 1 second, what was that? Was that, yes, I was supposed to put my protractor in here and do the opposite protraction. Should I have not? Because there's only a single dot. Or does that only happen when you get the 4 dots? And then when you do that, you end up doing this dot, this dot, this dot, and this dot. Once you do that, you have a star in between. Okay? If I did this, right, I would do this and this and this. And I possibly have nothing in between, or just 1 second. I'm just trying to see how I'm supposed to, am I supposed to draw that line? Because I need to get my 3 circles coming together like this, a dot here, a dot here, and a dot here. So I would end up like this, and here I would end up like this. So 4 and 3. So if you're going to go 3, here's going to be Earth. And if you're going to do the star, it's going to be Mars. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 times 3 equals 3.12. 3 times, I shouldn't be doing it this way. I should be going 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So your 4th house is your 36 marker. Okay. The second thing is here and here is 28 and 28. Everything runs to the 28 cycle of 84, 3 by 28. That's your Pluto cycle. That's the upper house. The lower house is all 52. Look at that. Shows up with the number of moons in 12 years times 13 moons, or 26 times 6. Rubik's Cube is made up that way. And at the same time, we end up with 3 and 4. We have the Bat Mitzvah, and we have the Bar Mitzvah. Here we got 13 and here we got 12, but the mathematics are going to leave me with 5 and going to leave me with 7. Only 66 can connect them together. 3 and 4, Earth and Mars, connected to the electric moon. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is going to be 3 and 2 equaling to 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 equaling to 7. Then this is going to equals to 12, and times 5 equals to 35. You're going to have 3 and 8, or you're going to have what is all right, 3 and 8, or you're going to have what is 47, and that would be the beast. 74 is Jesus. We're also going to get angels out of this. 3 and 8 is going to be monkey. Into the heavens created, monkey. The mirror world, monkey. Ape, gorilla, orangutan. These are the words that come out from 38 and 22 and show up as 22 is go life. 22 is that V1 for the visitors. When you say visitors, it's V1. The home team, HO, 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 H2O, yo, 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 for the students of the creation. To where Taurus comes in as the second month, call that Earth. So where do we get this star coming out? 3 and 8, bringing 3 and 8 together. Can we bring 3 and 8 together? Can we reduce the Chinese zodiac to have actually duplicated animals in the first house, in the second house, and in the third house, right? The first, second, and third house are duplicated with the rooster, the pig, the rooster, the pig, and the dog have now joined the rat, the ox, and the tiger. So you're getting DR, OR, and PT, I think, coming together. No. I think the ox is with the pig, the rooster's with the tiger, and what is the last sign? Anyways, regardless, for that right now, it's really hot, really sweaty. So we went to see how raw came about to be, because it is the R is the 18th letter. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9. It says square Venus. So now we have to look at Andromeda, DNA. Remember before I did these two letters, where were they? I don't remember where it was. Oh, I wanted to do toilet paper. Whatever it is MER. M and E equals to R, which is matter and energy. Jesus Christ. Muhammad. Did you know that Ra, the resident angel, the one spirit in the heavens, the ones that ignites, it ignites in 6. It ignites in 3 creation, and it ignites in the E worlds. A, C, E. But we're going to leave out the A, and it takes place between C and E. So that means if it takes place between C and E, they're only going to be dictating between 20 and 15, or 5775. The year is 2015. When you take to the notebook 2015, you have 2 and 6 and 1 and 5. 2 and 6 and 1 and 5. When you add up, right, this equals to 8. This equals to 6. When you add up what is missing, 3 and 4 and 5, okay, equals to 20. When you add up what is missing, 2 and 3 and 4, okay, equals to 9. Did I get that right? So when you have 20, did I get that right? Oh, sorry. 9 plus 6 is 15. Right. So you get 2015. When you add up 1 to 20, when you add up 1 to 15, it equals to 120. It equals to 210. This is the game of darts. Rat also goes with Saturn, 500, showing me half. And this one over here goes with the game of pool. Might be also talking about, this is the resident angels, right? The black tar, the rat. This can be talking about 2 moons, 2 circles. Let me see where else we are with this. 5775. If we're going to pass 13 moons a year, we're going to get 75,075. With this number, we're going to get 12 and 35 equaling to 47 and 23. The minus and the addition of the number. 47 equals to the beast, or time, or bull. So we're going to relate it to the day and time right now. It's going to be Red Bull, which is going to be the 36th house of Bait. 18 and 9, bringing together the birth and Ra, the one spirit in the 8 heavens, controlling to the canine. 9/11. which is part of the I was warned not to move my lips. If we roll this and follow and create 9, 1 and 8 is 9. Starting here, we go here, we go 1 and 8 is 9. Then we go, sorry, we didn't do that. Yeah, 1 and 8 is 9. Then we went like this. We went 2 and 7 equals to 9. Then we did 4 and 5 equals to 9. And then we did here 3 and 6 equals to 9. Now, you remember I was talking about love before? And the two words of the two male and the sex organ and the female sex organ, right? Well, they hook up right over here like that. That's the way it hooks up. The only one not used over here is a 9. Now, if you take a look, right, it'll create this that looks like 11. It'll write out the word 9, which equals 42. It's part of the separation of the seventh gate. So this is all 9s, right? On this side, we're going to take a look and we're going to connect 36 for the birth, 44 for the 9/11 life. Just to know this, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only used 8, but when we began on the first day, we lit 2 Hanukkah candles. The next day, we lit 3 Hanukkah candles. The next day, we lit 4 Hanukkah candles. On the next day, we lit 5 Hanukkah candles. On the next day, we lit 6 Hanukkah candles. On the next day, we lit 7 Hanukkah candles. On the next day, we lit 8 Hanukkah candles. On the next day, we lit 9 Hanukkah candles. 44. But on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth day of the 8 days that we lit the candles, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36. The difference between this and this is here. I'm counting it during the number of days. And on day 1, no matter what, you always lit the shamus. You have 44 and 36 equaling to 8008. 80 is for the bronze world, the Bronze Age, dividing the night and day inside the house of Bait into the gateway in the cycle of man. 2 and 8, the teacher. Coming into this world as female and noted to be 54 for the female part, or male to noted to be number 63 for the male part. The female and the male noted that they get switched over as the female takes the role of 13 for the rest of her days, and the male takes the age of 14, and this would be the sun and the moon. They would take over as the female would get 7 and the male would end up with 9. Being born inside that cube. I'm going to show you the next part over here, the last part. The last part is going to be with 11. I'm really burnt out. So when we showed 2 and 9, and we took the calculator over here, I went from 2 to 9. And then when I wanted to go to 3 and 8, I did that. And I want to go 5 and 6, and I do that. And I want to do 4 and 7, and I do that. Look at my eye, right? One's my 9, one's my 11. They create a star within them. If I had to go ahead and find out what numbers are in this star, I'm going to show you what numbers are in this star. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, I wanted to finish with the toilet paper. Okay, well, this word says summer sky. Okay, like in a painting. It also shows me that it's 1/8 Okay, 1/8 of the cubic sky because the center is 3.5. The total of this is 35. The total in here is 3.5. Same thing. It connects to 7 and 5, creating 10, 10. Anytime you create a 10 or you create a 1, you create the mirror world. You also create the center, the one spirit or the one dot passing within inside of 8. Also, you can also understand it as an eyelet. Toile in French can mean like a toile can mean like the painting, something you paint on. It can also mean the sky, the toile, meaning the sky. The sky can be painted sky. ET, when you continue this, it'll end up saying summer and ET. It's also related to the word DNA in English. It happens everywhere but in number 8. Okay, there's no spirit in number 8. Okay, only time spirit enters in 8 is when it's in the 11th world. 3, 8, 5, 8. 7 is a different story. 7 and 8 is a gateway. It's a passage to the moon because we're going to relate this to the deck of cards. So we can see here now 9 and 11. Now there's a whole bunch of mathematics. This royal flush, when you have the royal flush, you're going to have 10. Now my question is, if you did this, right, would it be 39 plus 25 plus 62 plus 41 plus 9? 3 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 9. 1422 equals to 32. We can use the word pig. We can use BC. 1 to 5 or 3 to 2 is the same thing in the payout. If you put $60 down, you get back $90. You're not 1.5 times. What is bet 60, right? Bet 60 equals to 90. Right? If you bet 60 and you get 3 for every 2 put down, or if you get 1.5 times the number, that's the payout in blackjack. Blackjack is related to the 21 dots on the cube. 33 void, 21 dot. It's a summer cube, right? The suit. So we end up with 32. And over here we end up with 60, 122, 132, 142, 149, 159, 169, 179, 188. Wow, I like that number. I don't remember what it's for. Could be the reverse of a 988 or 166. I don't know what the whole thing means, but when you add it up to the position of the cards in the deck, right, you end up with 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. Big Slick, bringing the male and the female together in Ace King. So you have 24 and 24 is 48 and 12. So you have 48 and 12 equaling to 60. That is the points of all these cards coming together. The 14th, the 13th, the 12th, the 11th, the 10. Now, if you're playing the game of blackjack, right, and if you have the game of blackjack, it equals to 51. Did I get that right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 51. So again, Mars comes back to blackjack. Why in blackjack? It's ace 11 and not ace 14. So the K and the N coming together could be bringing two worlds together. Now the big flush is in the toilet. The water goes down. It takes down the matter that comes out of you. You are part of the earth. Andromeda, the bar mitzvah, the bat mitzvah. I'm not sure where I am, but I'm close to 3 hours tuckered out. The female 54 becomes 20 and 9 equals to 29 and 11 equals to 18 and 11. And this one equals to 2 and 1 equals to 3 and 2 equals to 5 and 6 equals to 11 and 30 equals to 41 equals to 5 and 4. This one equals to 3, and this one starts over again. Just give me a second. 63 equals to, well, let me show you what I'm doing instead of just talking. Equals to 18 and 9 equals to 27 equals to 14 and 9 Did I get that right? Equals to 23, equals to 6 and 5, equals to 11. So the male and the female catch up to each other. The male enters into the female realm. And then over here, I'll have 8 and 9 equals to 17. 8 times 9 equals to 72. See these two come together? This is creation of that seventh gate, 3.5, the center of this cube. I don't really like to add these two together. I like to do it a different way, maybe 7/2 or 1/7. The way I like to, the reason I don't want to move it is because if I went from, I'm not moving these, I'm moving these. I only added this together, right? Or what if I did, hold on, 1642, right? I'm going to go 742. If I was looking at the 12 hours of time, so is it telling me in the 12-hour periods, I have to work this way when I move things forward? I don't add the 6 here, just this one over here. This one here works on the number 24. This works on the number 60. So I'm basically 18 away from creating the 60. And between here and here is I'm 8 away from creating the 24. 8 and 18, I like that. HR, home run, equals to 26, or again, back to Ra, right? So now we're going to have to understand the gods, the different gods. I think I have to stop. I need water. I believe that 54. First, I'm going to show you the little star system here that we're going to replace some 9/11 numbers, right? So like I said, these connect, right? Well, this, okay, when I connect this, I'm going to connect 58 with 86. And then I'm going to connect 62 with 82. So I'm going to go 58 and 86. And then I'm going to do is 13 and 14. So this splits the alphabet. This one here gives me 144. This one here gives me 27. So let's say I'm working. All right, let me just chop this off here. So they're both 9. 2 numbers going to represent Mars, 3 numbers going to represent Earth. I reduced it. Now you have male and female, the sun and the moon. You're going to have 7 and 9 coming together. It's going to be 63 and 16. Both worlds of life within it. But this is in the bait world. This is in the zero. There is, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain this, but it's 16, right? It's not 17, 18, or 19. So it's not in the sun. It's not in the moon. So I'm going to have to explain this. They're polar to each other. And the reason I say that is because 51, 54, and 57 is the moon, the sun, and Mars. And it's going to be 17, 18, and 19. The reason, okay, is the French. A and I comes together. Did I show you that thing with A and I? I forgot to show you that. Right? That in this situation, I didn't count the 1A here. In this situation, I didn't count the 9 over here. I didn't count them in either situation. Just to note that in both situations, in the 369 group, I did use number 6, my crossing line. I was able to cross all the way over from here. My only way into 3 was down from 6, from 4, 5, and 6, 9, 11. This is my crossing. Here's my 8i coming together. So my 3 and 9, 12. When my 3 and 9, 12, how does my 12 come to be? Because I don't want to get into that yet because there's more than one 12. There's a 3 and 9, 12. There's a 4 and 8, 12. And that's your basis. The female starts, the male, okay, the male, it goes to 4 and 9 equals to 13, 5 and 8 equals to 13, 6 and 7 equals to 13. So with the 12, you have a 6 and 6 equals to 12. Is that possible to use the number right, or is there only a number 6? It also tells me about freedom 66, which connects the moon. When it comes to the male part, 4 and 9, 5 and 8, 6 and 7, there is no separation. The separation is a 0.5. The separation is with the 6, 6 is a 0. We have a 0 separation for the 6, 6 equaling to 12. But with the 0 separation, ask yourself this question: 6 plus 9 equals to 15. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. All right? 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. So there's a 1 separation between 5 and 7. There's a 0 separation between 6 and 6. Now, when you go to the 6 and 7, 13, let me show you. Now, when we go to 6 and 7, 13, we have a 0.5 separation. I'm going to put this 6 and 7. And then here we have a 1.5 separation between 5 and 8. And then I go over here, right, 4 and 9, and we got a 2.5 separation. So when I go 4 and 9 and a 2.5 separation, I'm going to end up going with 6 and 1, where 6 minus 2.5 and 1 plus 2.5 equals to 3.5, which is the heart of the cube. So now if I go 5 minus 1.5 Mars equals to 3.5, and 2 plus 1.5 equals to 3.5, right? And then the last one is 3 plus 0.5 equals to 3.5, and then 4 minus 0.5 equals to 3.5. And now we can understand the positions of all these numbers here according to number 7. This is according to number 7. Here, we've counted up to 9. The difference and bringing together 7 and 9, very important, bringing together 7 and 9. $107. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. To what is 1 times 8, 1 plus 8. They'll both equal to 17, or 1 and 7, 8. 2, 5, and 8 also. Multiply anything, combination of 2, 5, and 8 together. I never tried the whole thing. 2 times 5, 2 times 5, 2 times 5 is 40 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40 times 2 is 80 plus 15 equals to 95 equals to 5. Okay. All 2 combinations of 2, 5, and 8 will equal to 8. But when you go to the 3 combinations, it doesn't. But now you can start going, what about 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 8, 8, 8? So we have to do all these situations also. 2 times 2 times 2. Yeah, let's see what happens here, right? 2 times 2 times 2 equals to 6. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals to 8 equals to 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. What about 5, 5, 5, right? This will equal to 125, right? And then it'll equal to 15. And that'll equal to 140. And that'll equal to 5. What about 8, 8, 8? Well, 8 times 8 is 64 times 8 is 512. That's like saying Earth, Mars, 512, right? You should do that here. And 125 is the same thing, right? 51, 52, 12. This is our standing. This is our base creation. This is V for life for the E world. 5 and 3 come together. 3.5, the heart of the dice, the heavens, born into the heavens, in between the gateway and the birth. 8 is not like 7 and 9. They're not the same. This one is not the same. You do the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Over here, you go 11 to 19. You go from 11 to 19. Here you go 1 all the way to 9 in this one. You're not saying that. This is encompassed by these two. The French, I jolt my work between the French and the English. Plus 24 equals to 5, 36. 6, 3, and 5 equals to 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. So I've used 222, 555, 888. So what if I use 858? I'm not going to get into all the combinations, but you can see how perfect the numbers. This way creates 5. If I just do these two, this one and this one, that'll create 8. 2 times 5, 10. 2 plus 5, 7. 7 and 10, 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. If I do 2 and 8, 2 times 8 is 16. 2 plus 8 is 10 equals to 26 equals to 8. 8 and 5 is 13. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 and 13 is 53 equals to 8. So it's all going to equal into 8. So you can see the way 8 and 5 are working together. 3 hours, 7 minutes. So we have Sun, the Moon, and Mars. We also have Pluto and Mars come together as the 4th and 9th planet, equaling to what is where the division is. Your ace goes up from number 4 and it reaches into number 9. The female comes in from the other side, or the male comes in from the other side. 3 all the way to 9 is 6 numbers. So it's either 3 or it's 9. It can't be 6 numbers. I only have 6 sides on the dice. So it goes 4 into 9. That's where everything begins on this. And also 3 is on the other side of 4. 3 is the ABC. 4 is the BCD. The 432, the vibration that happens between 1 and 5. We do know that the year 5775, we do know what happens. We are not in 5775. We're in 5784. The next one will be the bookend in 93. We are now 2024. In the year 2033, we end up at the other end of the bookend. We're outside the game. And remember, we need the cushion to come in. We need those last, 3 years, A and B. So it ends in 2030 and nothing ends. We know when the end of the race, and when time changes at the end of the race, it never happens, right? Does it happen after and we celebrate? We celebrate the end of times, the beginning of new times. Or what happens at the end of the race? We start for the next race. So when is this race ending? Well, since we know creation is base of the male is 1963, right? Then we have to know that 66 years later is when the gateways connect, and that is in the year 2029. The other thing I want to mention, and I didn't write it down, but since I had the number 1888 plus the electric moon goes to 1963, then 66 years later is 2029. So the beginning of the end of the cycles, what started in the 60s, right, will end, can I say will end in the 30s? Because that's how our base life 360 began. 10-4, our communication life, citizen band. Anyways, I'm going to be speaking over myself, so let me just finish off with this. When we connected the 99 and my next 9 over here, I'm going to make that connection, and this is going to be 70 and 74, and that's going to be 144. 144, 144. 288. The average is all compiled by 74. So should I add on 74 to this? Did I get that right? 288, 288, and 74. Is that 362? No, anyways, I can't do it that way. I'm going to do the whole thing. 144, 144, 144, add on 144 more. It equals to 432, and that is our vibration. Now, the alternative to our vibration is 62 and 90, and it becomes 152. And this one over here and here is 152. And then this one over here with 78 and 74, right? 78, 74, 66 and 86, 62 and 90 is 152, 152, 152, or 356. I'm going to have to look over what that is. 366. Okay, let me look that over. So that's that. 74 is the center of all of these. So if I add on 74 to something, what am I going to get next? I don't know. I just can tell you that when you create three of these, it's this. So the reverse of this one is this one. And the difference between the two is 80. Sorry, it's not 80. Is it 76? 76. Earth and Mars separation. The gateway to the birth of life. Freedom 55, because that's what it's going to convert to right now. Where do I get these numbers? It's an ABC. It's an ABC thing. It's an ABC thing. 1, 2, 3. You know, you just keep going over and over and over again 4 times. But I'm burnt. We're all done here. Let me read what's going on. Well, it's 35, 36 here degrees. Yeah, this is our last leap year, so it has to end. When does it have to end? When is the magic marker? I don't like to look at 66. You know, I really don't. Well, I'm going to be 66 in 2029. So when will we show the changing effects? Is the end and the beginning going to happen as an overlap, where half will believe and half won't believe? It's not going to jump from here to here. The beginning of the end might be like this, right? Imagine you have a 15-inch ruler. Here's a 15-inch ruler, but by me putting my fingers on each end, let's say this is a ruler, this is a ruler, and this is a ruler. They're all 12 inches. But when I put over this and I pull over this, I'm going to lose, and then I have to connect back this, right? I'm going to have to bend my 3 rulers to come into each other. So I'm going to have 3 connections. So I'm going to lose 2 inches on each side of every single ruler. So I'm going to lose 4, 8, 12 inches out of 36. So I end up with a 24-hour day. Is that what happens? If I overlap this one, and I overlap this one, and I overlap this one, take off 2 inches, take off 2 inches, right? I'm only going to be showing, sorry, let me do it this way, right? I'm going to be showing all of my 12 inches, but on the back, I'm only going to be showing 8 inches. So the front will show 12 inches. The back will only show 8 inches. So I have to figure out how that looks and designs and calculates, but it all works out. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2, 12 and 8. And the Rubik's Cube, the 26 will create the numbers to 8. I want to thank you for being here. If you can, obviously, definitely, most likely, love it to be. If you can help out this channel with whatever it is. I don't like doing it this way through this, because I think they take off 12 or 13%. $5 turns into $4.30. So $10 turns into $8.60. So it's like 14% on the dollar. So I'm not really happy doing it this way. If you have another way for me to set it up, let's do it. I accept even whatever it is, even coffee, whiteout, books, but I prefer to buy my own office supplies. Actually, if you have a credit card and you want to do it over the phone, you can just call head office. I'll just have to call somebody I know with a credit card, and we can do it that way. You can buy something or donate something to the shop. I don't even know if you can do it that way. Anyways, what we are going to do is we're going to do this. The end result. Those were 10 commandments. Are they commands, rules, regulations, laws that you cannot deny? The first thing you cannot deny is letting your body go to the bathroom. You can also not deny that it comes out of 2 areas. You also cannot deny that most human beings are born with legs and fingers and arms. You cannot deny that there are 6 sides to this cube. You cannot deny that there are 9 numbers on here, that half the population have been working with all these items for the last at least 50 years. You cannot deny that the cars in the street today, most of them have 4 wheels. They call it a bicycle with 2 wheels. You cannot deny that the sky is up in the air and the ground is down on below your feet, and the oceans and the lakes and the waters is what we cannot walk on unless we make something that we can walk on it. We cannot fly unless we make wing walkers that we can fly into the air. We know that the birds are in the ocean. We know that we know the birds in the sky, but penguins are near and in the ocean, unlike the other kinds of fish. What we all know, okay, that we come together to agree with, I can work on all these items and give you the story of life, of how games and everything that we have access to today that we can all agree with, and we're going to use that as truth. And only that will be the ruler. That once you hold this in the air, you know that given unto us on the day of was left up to the rest of us. The continuation of life was left up to the rest of us. There was something I wanted to share. Oh, yeah. That you cannot deny that truth. You just can't. Just like this picture. You divide to the center of both sides. When you have the U, you're going to be talking about, when you have the V, you have Mars. When you have the U, you have Earth. You need the separation, the roundness to come around. Are you coming around the dot? For what reason are you keeping a straight line? For what reason are you making a bend? For every single reason, let me read what there is. Wow, I can't believe you said that. The dinar has something to do with the seal. Also sounds like dinosaur. I think we can make that into capital letters and think about dinner. Or, you know, look at that, 546. So then you can look at, well, I put the extra D, so dinner. So right away in dinner, it says 501. It automatically talks about Earth, Mars, and the cycles. It also talks about the N, which talks about the Z. The E talks about 3. The R talks about Ra, right? The D is 500. Dinar, I'm going to do that again. I want to do... this says 500, 501. I'm going to do that. 501 for the D and the 1 coming together, the D and the I. It's a 6-letter word. It's a 5-letter word. We're going to split it together by the N. Going to be splitting together by the sun. The N also looks like the Z. ID. So Saturday and Sunday. See, this starts with DI telling me about Sunday. If it was ID, it can be Saturday. It could be Friday, Thursday. Friday, the day for sales. Friday, vendu. Friday says sold. The amount due, DU in French. À vendre and cooking eggs, which would be the term of, I don't know, but for some reason, vendredi, for some reason, I don't know why. Yes, Friday, because of the frying the egg. So I think of Friday, à vendre, vendu. And when you see vendu, it's a sale. And sometimes it reminds me of the stop sign. I just want to tell you that the queen in the deck of cards has 8 eyes. The jack in the deck of cards has 6 eyes. The opposite of what the queen is the jack. Where the king fits between the jack and the queen. The king sits between queen and jack. They're also the reverse alphabet of the letter used inside the deck of cards, because it doesn't necessarily say queen. It just has the letter Q and J, 17 and 10, or 1 and 8. 1 and 8 presented right over here between the queen and the jack. The 7th gate is that king, right? But I don't use the 7th gate here. The 7th gate crisscrosses. The 7th gate crisscrosses the same way as 9/11 crisscrosses. See, if I'm just going to draw it up rough because I can't see the paper, right? When we connect like this, right, and then like this, we're going to show you the framework. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's a 9. So what I did is I created all 9s. That's the framework. Now, what if I did this? And I did this. And I went 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But now it looks this way. So now when we connect our 9, it looks like that. So now let's take this and put it here. And we connect 7 and 2 together instead of connecting what is 1 and 6. And here we have the 1 and 8 connected together. And then when we do this, we have the 3 and 4 connected together. Then over here, we have the 4 and the 5 connected together. Then over here, we have the 2 and the 5 connected together. So you can see the exact replica of moving this around. In this situation, I created all 9s. Now what happens? Whoop. I hate drawing like this. I really, really hate it. I really hate it. Okay, what happens if we moved it again? Like that. Except this time, right, I wanted to connect all my 11s together. 11, 11, 11, 11. Right? I connected all my 11s together. But what happens? Okay, if I did it this way. This would make 7 and 6 equals to 13. 6 and, whoop, I did that already. 5 and 8 equaling to 13. 9 and 4 equaling to 13. But in this same connection over here, it was all 7. So you can see when I connected my 11s, what happened when I shifted this. I can switch it again. So you can see just by switching the camera, everything moves in a different perspective, but everything is actually the same. So your 9/11 is just telling you a different story from another district. That's all it did. Now, when you want to do the opposite of this one here, right? This is going to be 3, 2, 1. The opposite of this is, let me see, is that what I get? The opposite of this is 6 and 1, 3 and 4, 5 and 2, equaling to 7, equaling to 7, equaling to 7. So where this one over here was, what was this? Oh yeah, 4, and then this one was 5. Yes, right. And then this one over here was going to create 11 and equals to 9 and 2 equals to 11. And then you were going, right, we didn't get this one here. 8 and 3 equals to 11. And then 5 and 6 equals to 11. So now I'm going to bring it to the last part. So when you get 11, right? And you get 7. So where do you get 7 from? You get 7 from here. So let's set this up. We're going to try and do this a little bit better. I'm going to see if I can get more light here, right? We're going to go ahead and get 711. So here, here, and here is my 7. I'm not going to show you that because it's backwards, my calculator. My calculator is backwards, right? So what we do is we have this connection here, and this is the 1, this is the 6, this is the 3, this is the 4, this is the 2 and the 5, the 1 and the 6, the 2 and the 5, the 4 and the 3. You can't change that truth. Okay? When you do it from below, but I'm not going to go and do it from below because right now I connected the 7s. Now I'm going to connect the 11s. So I'm going to go 2 and 9, 3 and 8, 4 and 7, 5 and 6. But do note that this one here is on the other side. My 4 and 7 is right here. So I put this down over here. This is the 4, okay, over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go 3 and 8, and I'm going to connect this, 3 and 8. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and connect 3 and 9 over here. So we have this and this. In fact, I want to do it on here. Let me see if I can get out something here. So let me show you how it is from here. So let me do this twice. So let me fix this up here like that, right? Let me see if I can, I need to center my page to line it up, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, whoa, my whole page just blocked me out so I can't see. Okay, so let me do this over here. So what we're going to do is see, this is 1. See what I did? Just put a box. Look at that. They're all empty spots. Put a box right around it. Everything closed down. Look, all like that. Put a box right around the whole thing. Right? Now we do that. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw my straight line. I'm going to draw a line right from the center here all the way down. Should I do it all the way down or should I come all the way down to here and draw that complete straight line or go into the center? I don't know which one, right? That's not where it is. It's over here. This over here is going to be 1 and 8. 1 and 8. This one over here is going to be 2. See the way it meets over here? 2 and 7. See, I should really be stopping at the center, but I'm not. Over here, okay, is going to be 4 and 5. So each one of these will create 9, right? But it wasn't 9 that I wanted to do. Hold on a second. Check this out. Okay, so I turned it this way: 1 and 6, 3 and 4, 2 and 5. Right now, what I'm going to connect together, I'm going to see if I can write these out. Let me see if I can just write this out. I got 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6. No, that's not what I want to do. 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. Okay, that's what I want to do. So that's what I connected right here. Now what I'm going to connect, I think I'm going to do that in black, right? Is that good in black? Is that okay to see, or would you like to see it in a like yellow? Yeah, you can't see yellow. You can see black, and I'm going to make it opaque. Can I make it opaque? No, we're not going to make it opaque. Okay, and now what we're going to do next, okay, now this is going to all equal 7. Now what we're going to do next is, I think we're going to do it down here, right? And let me see what I'm going to do next. Right over here. So now what I'm going to connect, since I connected all 7s, now what I'm going to connect is going to be over here. And do I do it in red? I'm going to do it in like this color here. Maybe I'm going to do it in this color here. I can always change the color after. No, black is going to be hard because I might lose some of its. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it like that, right? So we get that. And then we get this one here, right? Oh, that's really not very good. Okay, because I did it wrong, made a mistake. We have to start over here, right? And then we have to start over here. And we have to crush this over here, right over here. And the 3 and the 8, oh, the 2 and the 9. Let me see. Oh, and I have to do the 4 and the 7 over here. And what I didn't do before is I didn't do the 1 and the, was it 1 and 4? No, this is, there was no, okay, let me see if I did this right. Let me see if I did this right. Okay. I connected here, here, here and here 11, here and here 11, here and here 11. I connected my 3 7s. That's the thing. Let me look at this. It was 1 and 5, 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, equaling to 7, equaling to 7, equaling to 7. Then I connected 2 and 9 equals to 11, 3 and 8 equals to 11, 5 and 6 equals to 11, and now 4 and 7 equals to 11. So we note that, Earth will be working with 3 parts, Mars will be working with 4 parts. Mars is what created the division of night and day. 7, 11. Building number 7 at 47 floors to WT at 110. It's all 11s, 4, 7, 11. So now how can we change the looks of this? Can I turn this all red? I want to turn it all a different color. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Just so I don't mess this up, right? I'm going to copy it and paste it right over here. And then I'm going to, I wonder if I can go in transparent. Oh, that's really, no, not transparent. Wow, that was crazy. No. Hold on a second. Yeah, so we do that here, and then, wow, I got to take this whole thing, not like this. Oh boy, just give me a minute. Okay, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this, but just I'm going to take this and I'm going to select. I'm going to go to here and select transparent, copy, paste. So now I'm here. I got all these. Got to take this away. I can't do it that way. Hold on a second. So now we have this, and now I'm going to go and copy paste. So I'm going to try to do this. And now I'm going to go ahead, copy and paste and flip it. Now I'm going to do this. All right, so this is now my base creation. I got to go and remove a little bit. I need to remove this. I want to leave that part there. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. I need to do that. So you got to be hands-on. Everything's got to be real. You know what I'm saying? Everything's got to be real. You got to see some of the stuff moving around. I'm hungry. Copy, paste, flip. So this is what the base of that is. Now, if we switch it, does it look like a DNA running through here? What I want to do, right, because I don't want to lose this right now, so I'm going to copy this, open up another window somewhere, and just paste that, okay? So now I want to not waste any time. Not that one here. Here's my other one. See, 4? In order to create 4, you need 1 and 7. I just made everything disappear. Okay, not this one. Okay, this is the one I'm working with. Okay. So now that I did that, my next feat in here was to change it all the same color. So I'm going to take that and so this is what it basically looks like over here. So when you bring those two worlds together, right? The 7-Eleven and your Rubik's Cube, right? It shows me this. Now if I turn this, you know, all my 8s, 88 and 0, I'm questioning what's going on exactly. What happened? How did I create this? And there's a pyramid inside of here, right? And then you see this area here where it shows a long road and a short, almost like a sarcophagus or whatever. And then my question is, am I using 1 square cell or am I using 4 square cells? That's my question. Area space, understanding area space when creating upon blueprints, you need to know how much area space you're going to use in order to reinvent the item. Your 12-inch ruler, you need 3 of them for a yard. You need 10 yards. You need 10 yards. Okay, 10 yards. You need 3 of these for a yard. 10 yards. You need 30 of these for 36 feet. Sorry, for 30 feet. 30 feet is going to be what is 10 yards. So we have to understand what 10 yards is because of football. Also 3 and 4 between American, between American 4 downs, Canadian 3 downs. So we're going to end the video right now. Whatever else has gone on, I'm just pooped. So if you can help out this channel, that is going to be insane. Happy-go-lucky me, right? I get to sit here and do absolutely nothing over the last 20 years, right? Been here 20 years, 20 years, and ain't stopping. We got to keep on going. You want to help out the channel, that's going to be great. I'm going to mark this down again. And what am I doing? The end result is that we come together and know where the truth lies, that you and me took over on the day of rest. It was left up to the rest of us. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Or if you want to take a little peek, I'm going to see if I can Aim this in the proper direction. Aim this in the proper direction. It's funny, the way a carpet I always wanted just showed up on my lap, you know? This is roulette. Let me see if I can make it go closer. Can you see that? Can you see what's going on? Let me show you what's going on here. Over here is 111. This is where Mecca comes in, right over here. You can see the same thing right over here. This is a single strand, right? In fact, these are 1, 2, 3 strands. Okay. Now the question is, are these going to be connected, or is there going to be a separation? If there's a separation, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 areas to be connected together straight across. The reason for this is this number here is 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Over here it's 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6. Then in between here. So what this is this is the front side, the back side, the front side, the back side, the front side, the back side. What I did over here is over here I eliminated all the dark colors from the game of roulette. This is all off the game of roulette. Over here, all the yellow is 2, 4, 6, and 8. And all the red is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But number 10 becomes a black in this. And that's what creates the diamond heads. When one becomes black, and it happens twice in the roulette game. Over here, it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The difference here is I used 4 dots to connect this and surrounded an empty area space. With this one over here with the straight lines, I went to the heart of an area, meaning that the area had to be 4 squares, 4 cells. Here's 1 cell, here's 4 cells. Over here, you could do the same thing and count it as 1 area for 4 dots. These two would be the same X and O, all noted to be 66. The straight lines are noted to be 9. Over here, what I did, and this one over here is 2, 4, 6, 8. I put X's instead of O's. Over here, I did the same thing, but I finished off more of the design. Then over here, I put an X in the 1 position. Okay, I put an X in the 1 position, and 3, and 5, and 7, and 9. And then over here are dots. This one over here, if you can see it, this is when they took the penny off the market. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is part of that moon passing, right? 365 days a year, right over here, creates that the sign, you know, the SS sign. It creates that sign. So that's it. You want to ask me some questions? I'll stick around for a QA. Is that what you call it? A QA, questions and answers? No problem. Ask away. Will I have the answer immediately? I do not know. I just know that all the answers to the questions are out there. All we have to do is find them. And there's even stories that are out there that we can answer, but numerically over time when we put all the pieces together. What I'm looking to do is create not an AI, but a sheet that everybody puts in this information with all the formulas that we have. Okay, all the formulas that we have, right? We'll see what story is created from it. I think, and I know I've got good people behind me. They're not involved yet. Corey, Jacob, Andrew, Bradley, Donovan, Elisa, Ted, Cheryl. I know they're all going to be behind this, but just not right now. Not right now. Everybody's coming on board. Yes, the checkerboard, red and white checkerboard. Yes, absolutely. Same thing. So let's end this over here. Thank you very much. Peace and love. I'm done for today. For now, let's get on it. Ciao.